Fairy Tale, The Return of the Sea God. Chapter 1. At 9 o'clock in the evening, in a dark alley in City A. Gangster, let that girl go. A young boy rushed forward with a brick. Scumbag. When the thug heard this, he laughed disdainfully and said, Hey kid, do you know who I am? The gangster next to him also became tough when he saw his big brother speaking, and sneered, Do you know? You guys are bullying that girl, I don't care who you are. The thug next to him laughed and said, Oh, I'm bullying, this is a hero saving the beauty, right? After saying that, he raised his fist to hit him, while saying I am the big brother, not the bad guy, you understand? Big brother, I am not a gangster, I am sentimental. Then the other party took out a dagger from his pocket, and the other thug rushed up with weapons. Seeing this situation, he knew that he was no match for the opponent. So he found an empty wine bottle from the garbage dump next to him and knocked it against the wall. Then he looked at the other party with the sharp wine bottle and said viciously after letting the girl go, Get away from here quickly, get as far away as you can. The leader of the gangsters on the opposite side saw this scene and couldn't help laughing and said, You understand the situation, there are 3 of us here, and you are only 1. Why don't you run away quickly? What are you still doing here? Do you think you can beat us with a broken beer bottle? After saying that, he walked forward slowly and confidently, and said, Let's try? At most, it's 1 for 1. Is this a revolving lantern? The moment I died, scenes and experiences appeared in my mind. Inside a huge and magnificent palace. Hey? I didn't expect someone to come in, after saying that, the man flew towards the life quickly. When he saw this person, he couldn't help but wonder, this is still a child, how did he get here? Then he looked at him carefully. When he looked at him carefully, he was shocked. What a talent at such a young age! I found a treasure while digging grass. There will be successors, ha 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 ha. This person is a god, so there is no need to wait until he learns magic to see what his talent is. He thought to himself, Ahem, no, we finally got someone here and we can't just let him get away. The child is still in a coma, so let's let him recover his normal strength and energy first. After saying that, a black energy with a blue interior emanated from his hand and flew towards the boy, stopped on his body, and slowly merged into the boy's body. Seeing that the energy was completely integrated into the boy's body, he took the boy back to the palace. Half an hour later, the boy slowly opened his eyes, looked at the magnificent palace around him and said, Where am I, in heaven? Suddenly a majestic voice sounded. Hello, little friend. Where am I? Who are you? Upon hearing this, the man appeared and walked straight to the boy, put his hands behind his back and said, I am Poseidon, the god of the sea, and this is Atlantis, my kingdom. Atlantis, Poseidon. Are you kidding me? The man couldn't help but twitch his lips when he heard this, but he continued, I'm not kidding you, this is Atlantis, and I am Poseidon, the god of the sea. Then why am I here? Did you bring me here? I don't know how you got here. When I noticed that there was life entering here, I went to check, but found you hanging by a thread. Then Poseidon asked, Don't you know how you got here? I remember I saw some hooligans bullying a girl and I started fighting with them. Did you win? Poseidon asked. Didn't win. Stupid pighead. The two chatted until the evening. Do you have anything else to ask? Poseidon said. How did we communicate without any obstacles when we speak different languages? Poseidon, the god of the sea, said, That's because I injected my divine power into you and made you learn the language without any instruction. Divine power? What is that? Poseidon said anxiously, It's divine power, not a thing. Sit cross-legged now and feel it carefully. 2.5 minutes later, the boy looked at his body in confusion and asked, What is this, gourd spraying baby? This is magic, water magic that controls nature, and why does the gourd spray water? What is that? Magic, are you kidding me? Poseidon, who was standing by, couldn't help but get a little angry when he heard this. Have you never seen or heard of a magician? This is my magic, the world's first magic, the magic of destroying gods. The boy was stunned when he heard this, and said in his heart, Mage. God-destroying magic. Isn't this the magic and profession in fairy tale? After being stunned for 2.5 minutes, he said, Give me a few minutes, I need to digest it. No, I must digest it for a while. I seem to have traveled through time and space, and I may have gained some amazing abilities, or maybe I am sleepwalking. I just heard that man say that he is the god of the sea and I suddenly entered here. It seems that I died in my last life, so I came here to be reborn or travel through time. After thinking about it, he said, "Hello, Lord Poseidon. I only know the profession of magician, and I don't know magic. After all, I am just an ordinary civilian." "Lord Poseidon, you just said that the magic of killing gods is the water that emanates from my body from the inside out." The Poseidon on the side heard it and said, "Yes. It's just that you can't control it. After all, you can't even use magic, I just used a little bit of my strength to save you and keep you safe. How about it? Do you feel that your body is different now? Do you feel the magic? How about it, kid? Do you want to learn?" Poseidon showed a smug expression on his face. Seeing Poseidon's expression of begging him, he also took advantage of the situation and bowed to the Poseidon in front of him and said, "Please teach me, Lord Poseidon." Poseidon was overjoyed to see the scene but still looked at him calmly, and then said lightly, "You are not bad, you have some wisdom." Chapter 2. We've been chatting for so long, but I still don't know your name or where you live. I realized this when I heard this. How come you don't have any memory at all? After thinking for a moment, he said, "I don't have a name, and I don't have a home." The sea god beside him also felt that he had said something wrong, and then said to the boy, "Why don't I give you a name?" Hearing this, he politely replied, "Thank you, Lord Sea God." After all, he didn't care about the name. Why would he care about the name after traveling through time? "You're welcome. From now on your name will be Izona Harpulos. How about it, isn't it a good name? It's convenient and nice to use my last name, Harpros. Borrowing the name of the neighbor after all, Izona is a bit hard to accept." The self on the side heard this and said something inexplicably, "Izona has been wandering for half his life, and only regrets that he has never met a wise master. If you don't abandon me, Izona is willing to be your godfather." The sea god on the side was stunned for 2 seconds when he heard this, and then he was overjoyed and smiled, "Ha ha 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 ha, it's really a gift from heaven to have this child. My son, get up. My son, get up." When the self on the side realized it, it was too late, so he had to say, "From now on, my son, follow my godfather. Go through fire and water, and don't hesitate. Help my godfather and work together for great cause. Ha ha ha, I have this son, and great things will be accomplished. My son Izona, you take a rest for 2 days, and then I will teach you the magic of destroying gods." Hearing this, he was overjoyed and said, "Thank you, foster father." 2 days later. "It seems that you have rested well, little one." The sea god beside him looked up and down at the child in front of him with a satisfied smile. "Since you have rested well, let's get started. You already have my energy in your body, so it's much more convenient now. Sit cross-legged, adjust your breathing, feel the magic of nature and treat it as a part of your body. Since ancient times, there has been a tiny substance in the air, which is the magic particle. The magician absorbs magic particles into his body and slowly forms magic power. The magic power is then released into extremely powerful magic by the emotions and beliefs in his heart. This is the magician. I felt the magic particles, and it felt like they were hugging me. I saw the vast ocean, and I could tell that the sea seemed very happy." The sea god beside him smiled with satisfaction and said, "They are greeting you. Practice for a while and then go cook." 1 month later. "Godfather, aren't you Poseidon? Why is your last name Harpros?" Izona asked in confusion. "I am not the real Poseidon," he said with a nostalgic look, and continued, "Want to hear my story?" Then he changed his face again and became that one. "Ask me, tell me the expression I want to hear." Isa, who was watching from the side, was also speechless, thinking in his heart, family, who understands? It's really pure and speechless. The speed of changing faces is faster than peaking opera. 1 second he is still sad, and the next second he changes to another face. What a fool! I'm all ears. I don't remember how many years ago that was. I was just an ordinary fisherman at that time. Dragon, humans are the weakest, and dragons were not rampant in that era. Is it because there are gods above them that they dare not act recklessly? That's right, but humans were the weakest life at that time, and those so-called gods didn't even regard humans as lives. Some people were treated as slaves, and some were not even qualified to be slaves, and finally became food for dragons. But humans are intelligent life and don't want to be ruled by gods. There were righteous and evil gods at that time, and those righteous gods taught humans magic, god-killing magic. Then the first war between humans and gods broke out. Humans were defeated miserably. Afterwards, humans gathered together in an organized and regular manner, studied magic together, and selected several extremely talented geniuses from the crowd for special guidance. After many years, the second war broke out. People and gods died one after another, and dragons also got involved. After all, no life was willing to be enslaved forever. With the help of gods and dragons, humans won the third war. But those righteous gods and those evil gods have fallen, and I am not the real Poseidon, Poseidon is just a name. So that's how it is. Does that mean there are many gods in this world? No, after those people won the war, they began to divide the territory and their desire for infighting became stronger and stronger. Then the battle of the gods layers began, but almost no one survived in the end. I won't say more here. I didn't write the system in order not to increase the word count, and adding the system would seem very tasteless. Isn't a thought to himself, what about Mary who protects the 12 shields? Looking at the expression of the sea god who missed his beloved relatives, friends, brothers, and former comrades, he changed the subject and said, by the way, how come many places of my originally white hair have turned blue? Isana looked at himself in the mirror, wearing a dark blue dress with silver embroidered waves on the lapels and cuffs, and a gold belt. Looking at his appearance, his sword-like eyebrows were as cold as before, and his blue eyes were flowing, which matched the blue and white hairstyle with a slight middle part. He looked elegant and outstanding. Of course, it's because you've been learning to use the sea god killing magic for a long time, Poseidon replied calmly. Then my hair won't turn completely blue in the future, right? It doesn't match my appearance, does it? That would be too ugly. And since when did magic change a person's hair color? Don't worry, it won't change anymore. And of course, ordinary magic can't change the body. Just like the magic of killing gods that is circulated in the outside world, it is just adapted by people in later generations. It is very different from the real magic of killing gods. In other words, the ones in the outside world are all pirated, and mine is the original. After saying this, he showed a proud smile. What did you say? There is also god-killing magic in the outside world. Izzo pretended not to know. He was a transmigrator from the 21st century who was familiar with the plot. How could he not know about the god-killing magic in the outside world? Poseidon, the god of the sea, was satisfied when he saw Izzo's inexperienced look. He thought to himself, I am sure I will win today. Even if Jesus comes, it will be useless. I said it. Ahem, even the people who can perform the inferior god-killing magic from the outside world are extremely rare. After all, that kind of imitated magic has a limit. Upper limit. This touches on the blind spot of knowledge, the plot of the previous life didn't mention it. It's too early for you now. You should practice steadily and steadily now. It won't harm your body. Your hair color is the best proof. Magic has been nourishing your body. Now your body is very healthy. All your previous physical deficiencies have been repaired, so some of your hair color will turn blue. I nodded and said, so that's how it is. I thank my godfather. Where are you? I am Zhou. I will leave after the work is done, hiding my achievements and fame. Damn, he got the upper hand. Chapter 3. 3 years later. Father, you are looking for me. At this time, Izana was already 12 years old, and the title of Poseidon changed from foster father to father. How's your practice going lately? The magic of destroying gods has been fully mastered, and physical training has not been neglected. Poseidon, the god of the sea, nodded with satisfaction and said, I thought you were a genius when I first met you, but now it seems that I underestimated you. Father, thank you for your praise. Although he did not show his happiness on the surface, he was actually very happy in his heart. He did not have any extra comments on this adoptive father. Although he was an adopted son, he raised him as his own son. You should go and have a rest. There will be guests coming here tomorrow. Okay, and then he returned to his room. There will be a guest tomorrow? This shrimp is bullshit. I have been here for more than 3 years, and I have only fish and shrimp soldiers and crab generals. Suddenly a guest comes, what about this serious nonsense? There is no one else except him and me. It's not like I haven't been to the sea area about 10 nautical miles around here before. There are some ordinary people on the several islands, and there are very few magicians, and they are all weak. Who could it be? I'm going crazy. Who could it be, God? No. No, according to him, there are almost no gods in the world. Magicians? Impossible, this place is at least tens of thousands of meters deep under the sea. Even the strongest magician will be crushed to death by the huge pressure of the sea water. He fell asleep while thinking. The next day. Don't worry about the weather. The power of the sea god created the same sunlight and night as the mainland. Ishgar was waiting outside the barrier early. Why haven't you come yet? I'm so bored. How about a practice session? After saying this, a voice came from not far away. I'm sorry I'm late and kept you waiting. Ishgar turned around and saw the man, a young man with long blue curly hair, double horns on his head, a tattoo near his right eye, and his hair covering the other side of his eye. When Ishgar saw this man, he thought to himself, this person is good and has good taste. But why do I feel that he looks familiar? But he still said, you are not late, I have been waiting for you here. Who can't say polite words? If it were in the workplace, I would give you a super invincible spiral ascension and anything would be fine. Let's go in, Ishgar said. The man nodded and said, thank you for your help. After opening the barrier, the two of them walked and talked on the road to the hall. Hello, let me formally introduce myself. My name is Ishgar Harpros. Hello, my name is Melkobia. The scenery here is really unique and beautiful, but I didn't feel it when I passed by here before. I guess it must be a special barrier created by some clever means. That's right, this is a place that is invisible to the outside world. My adoptive father, that is, my father, has set up a barrier around it. The reason why there are fish and shrimps inside is that these things have no intelligent life. Even if the monsters in the sea pass by again, they will not be aware of the existence of this place. After saying this, he thought in his heart, Melkobia, what a familiar name, but since I came here, I have never seen this person except my adoptive father, the sea god Poseidon. I have never heard of this person in the stories told by my adoptive father, but I always feel that I have seen him there. Arrive, let's go in, godfather, the guests have been brought in. After saying this, Ishgar stepped aside. The sea god beside him saw this subtle movement and said, well, you know the hierarchy and step aside, you are sensible, but come here, this matter is about you. About me. Although I know it's nothing bad, why is it about me? I couldn't help but think in my heart, is there something wrong with my training? It's impossible, the magic is in my own body, how can I not know it? Or does he want me to compete with this person or to be my teacher? Father, is this about me? The sea god beside him said, that's right, come and meet him. He is one of the many powerful dragons in the world, and is also known as the water dragon, one of the 5 dragons, Melkobia. Ishgar, who was standing by, understood what he said instantly. I was wondering why this person looks so familiar, and I feel like I've heard his name somewhere before. Isn't he the water dragon Melkobia, one of the 5 dragons in the 100-year quest? But he still pretended to know nothing and said, a dragon. After saying that, he showed a look of shock in order to appear real. I can't let you know that I came from a different time, right? I'm familiar with the plot, right? We both know each other, so there is no need to introduce our names one by one, right? Hearing this, Poseidon said, since you both know each other, let's get down to business. This time, I called Melkobia to help you gain the power of the dragon. After gaining the power of the dragon, you will not only be able to perform the magic of destroying gods, but also the magic of destroying dragons. But how do you get the dragon power? Melkobia said, just transfer the power in my body into your body, and you will get the dragon power and become a dragon slayer. But wouldn't you lose all your power then? No, you can't do that. No, this is my wish for many years. I didn't want this power anymore a long time ago, because this power always brings troubles to the people in the town, and I, as the master of this power, am the initiator, but the people in the town regard me as a god-like savior. I just want to be an ordinary person and live a happy life with the people. I had already given up hope, but when Lord Poseidon told me about this a few days ago, I rushed over. Melkobia's memories of the past few days. Melkobia looked up at the sky and said, perhaps it's time to leave, otherwise this town will always be like this. Every time the power gets out of control, the town turns into an ocean. Suddenly a voice sounded in Melkobia, "You are the water dragon, I am Poseidon, the god of the sea." God! How could God still exist in this world? I am here to make a deal with you. I have a way to help you fulfill your wish and remove the dragon power in your body, but you will also become an ordinary person. What will it cost me to help me remove the dragon power? Melkobia asked. I have someone here who needs dragon slaying magic, which means I need the dragon power in your body. This is the bargaining chip for your transaction. You only have this one chance. How about it? How can I find you? You can come here by following this energy, and the free man will pick you up then. Melkobia stepped forward and felt the energy and said, "Is this the power of God?" Then he said, "Wait for me to tell the butler and then I will go." After recalling, Melkobia said to Izana in front of him, "You are my only chance, please don't refuse," and then bowed 90 degrees. "But then you will have no power." Melkobia said, "This is my wish, and I will learn magic again later, so please don't refuse." But can this power be transferred just like that? Chapter 4. You can't just move it if you want to. Melkobia, the water dragon beside him, heard this and said, "Of course it's not okay if it's a human, but if it's a god, then it's not a problem. Please don't refuse." After saying that, he bowed again, his eyes full of pleading. "You won't be in danger of losing your life, will you? I don't want anyone to die because of me." Izana knew that in the 100 Years quest, Melkobia was still alive and well without the dragon power, but that was because the white mage Baimi took away some of his power first, and then Natsu took away the rest of his power. But it's hard to say, the plot has changed. "Don't worry, I'll be fine." Izana felt relieved after hearing this. He didn't want others to die because of him. After hearing that everything was fine, he said, "Do you need to rest first? If not, then let's start now." "Relax and don't be nervous," said Poseidon, the god of the sea. Then Melkobia's dragon power was transferred into Izana's body. As the last bit of dragon power disappeared, Melkobia also felt a sharp pain. But then it returned to normal. Izana's screams never stopped. "Mom, it hurts so much. The huge force has been impacting Izana's body. Ah! What the hell? Ah! What the hell? I didn't tell you this would be so exciting before we started. Ah! Oh my goodness! Oh my bones! Can you stop first and let me stabilize myself before starting over?" Poseidon, the god of the sea, and Melkobia, the water dragon, were speechless when they heard this. Poseidon said, "Don't worry. It's almost done. I won't let anything happen to you. Godfather. Father. Lord Poseidon. I don't want to hear the word rest assured from you again. Ah! I can't stand it anymore." Izana's eyes have begun to switch between red and blue. The blue eyes are caused by the magic of destroying gods, and the red is the dragon power that suddenly transferred into his body. It's almost over, just one last bit. The water dragon Melkobia's face kept changing when he saw this scene. There was surprise, confusion, and a hint of relief. He was surprised because a young mage could withstand such a huge force. He was confused because he knew how this young man did it. He was relieved because it was almost over, but the child was still awake, as if he had seen the moment when Aknologia was knocked down. "Ah! It's always the last minute, how long do you think is left?" "Izzo said with tears in his eyes. "There is only about 1 minute left, hold on." The red and blue in Izana's eyes changed very quickly. The red and blue changed very quickly, and each time it was a huge impact on the body. Finally, after a minute, Izana's eyes turned blood red, and he took 2 slow steps and fell to the ground in an instant. 2 days later. "Hey, you're awake!" Melkobia said in surprise. "Well, how long have I slept?" "Not much, just 2.5 days. You fainted due to exhaustion and the huge impact of magic power." Izana thought to himself, "I had a dream, a very scary dream." Gege wore red overalls to hold a concert, but not long after, the news came that Gege's house collapsed. It was so scary. I can't imagine what the scene was like. This is the first time I have seen someone like you. I seem to see the shadow of Aknologia being defeated. Don't you think it's a pity? You gave up such a powerful force. Melkobia said, "This power will only harm the residents of the town. From now on, there will be no water dragon Melkobia in the world, only magician Melkobia. I think you are doing this for the sake of the townspeople first, and for a certain woman, which makes you make such a big decision. Melkobia said awkwardly, that's not the case. If you keep talking nonsense, I will sue you for defamation. Don't slander me. Have you never liked any girl? I used to have a crush on a girl. Then what? I finally mustered up the courage to write her a love letter. What happened next? Melkobia's curiosity was aroused by Izona. She reported it to the police. Report to the police? Why? I was afraid that she would recognize my handwriting, so I took the words from the newspaper, cut them out one by one, and then pasted them on the letter paper. So what words did you cut? Sister, I have been paying attention to you for a long time. Melkobia on the side was also speechless, saying you are really a genius. But in his heart he said, although I don't know too much about human affairs, I am convinced by you even if the walls are not convinced by you. Wow, you two seem to be having a great time chatting, but your IQ is quite high, but your EQ is really hard to describe. Poseidon, the god of the sea, came in from outside. Father! Lord Poseidon! Okay, no need to be so reserved, Xiao-na. Do you know why I transferred the dragon power into you so that you can obtain the water dragon slaying magic? I don't know, please tell me, Father. It's time for you to travel outside the sea. Don't stay here all the time. If you stay here all the time, you won't be able to see the outside world. The world outside is huge, and there are many powerful people. Do you know why I let you get the dragon slaying magic? Is it because of the hidden god killing magic? That's right, you are still young, you should go out more often. Although there are some fake god killing magic out there, they are still very rare. If you travel around without any support with god killing magic, you might be caught and studied someday. Although the dragon slaying magic is a lost magic and not many people can use it, everyone in the world knows it. That's why I let you obtain the dragon slaying magic and travel around. After saying this, he whispered again, I can't lock you up here and not let you go out and see the world. Father, what did you say? Although I heard everything, I still want to confirm it. It's nothing, let's go after a rest. Dragon killing magic and god killing magic are similar, you two can talk about it. Tisk. This old man still refuses to admit it, he is just being stubborn. By the way, Melkobia, how are you now? What's going on? It's okay, I can still use magic now, and that's enough. That's good, but what's the matter with my father saying that Dragon Slayer magic is similar to God Slayer magic? Melkobia, after all, the skills and moves are very similar, it's just that the magic is used and developed differently. I'll teach you. As night fell, Izana tossed and turned on the big soft bed, thinking over and over again, I'm ready to go to the mainland. I don't know where the plot has reached, but now Melkobia's dragon power has not disappeared, which means that the 100-year mission has not started yet. I hope it's not too late. Fairy tale is really exciting. Chapter 5. The next day. Good morning, Godfather, Melkobia. Good morning, Izana. Poseidon said, how is it, have you learned the dragon slaying magic? I have learned it, but I cannot digest this power for the time being. Very good, if you want to gain strength, you still have to take it step by step. If you rush for success, it will be counterproductive. Melkobia, are you still adapting? Melkobia, who was standing by, replied respectfully, thank you for your concern, Lord Poseidon. This is my wish for many years. Now that my wish has come true, it is also thanks to your help, Lord Poseidon. My body is fine now, and I feel more relaxed. That's good, now everything is fine. Melkobia, I will take you back. You are no longer the water dragon you used to be, but a magician. Then you should go travel around too. If you can't make a name for yourself, then don't come back. You two must remember not to mention this, and don't mention me or God to the world. Just use any excuse you want, just say that you got an opportunity or something. Izana and Melkobia on the side heard this and replied respectfully, yes. Father, Lord Poseidon. Ziona, don't worry, even though you are only 13 years old, just go out and explore the world boldly. It's not like I won't see you anymore, it's like I'm going to disappear. 2 days later. On an unknown beach, a little boy was lying there motionless. Passerby A, hey hey hey, come and have a look, it looks like a person. Passerby B, it really is a child. Did he drown? Who is the parent of this child? As they were talking, the boy woke up in a daze. People, hey hey hey, look, look, he's awake, this child is so lucky. Where are your parents, kid? Do you want to go to the hospital? Isana woke up and found himself surrounded by people. He ran away without looking back. After running for more than 10 minutes. Hey, where is this? Why am I here? After calming down for a while, Izzo remembered everything and kept cursing, bitch. You threw me out, damn it. I lost my memory for a while, where is this? I don't even know what year it is. I should have pretended to have amnesia and asked, damn it. On the other side. Selene, why are you here? Why not? I can't feel your power anymore. I wonder which god did this, can you tell me about it? Melkokobia. I am no longer a dragon, I am just a magician now. You can easily kill me to consolidate your position. Selene on the side heard this and said, I did want to kill you before, but you are really strange now. You have become a human. The age of dragons is indeed over, but it is really difficult to get rid of the other dragons. Melkokobia said in surprise, the age of dragons is over, and you can actually think like this, it is really surprising. But if you want to get rid of the other dragons, there is one person who can do it. Selene immediately became interested and asked, who is it? Acknowledge? Ha 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 ha. It's a little boy named Izana. I see a lot of potential in him. Maybe he can really do it. Really? Then I am really looking forward to it. Return to the main line. Izana found a lake and jumped into it to take a bath. After washing his clothes, he headed inland before the sun went down. On the way, he met a woodcutter and asked where he was and what year it was. He learned from the woodcutter that this year was X776. This was an unknown town on the Ishgar continent, and almost all the people here made a living by fishing. Very hungry, there is a beach here, but why haven't I seen anyone with the guild emblem I recognize? In X776, Natsu should be coming through the eclipse gate soon. I have to say that Leela is really a very powerful celestial mage. As for her daughter Lucy, it's hard to describe, but she was able to collect all 10 keys of the zodiac. She is indeed a person with a halo. It hurts, why is there a hole here? Hey? What's that in front? An egg. So big. This should be enough for a good meal. Ha 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 ha, it really proves the old saying that everything that happens has a good purpose. It seems that this egg also fell from above. I have to say that the eggshell is quite hard and it didn't break, broken. Broken. Boss, both of your eggs are broken. What kind of egg is this? It can't be a transcendent. Exit. Look. It turns out to be a little tiger. After saying that, Izana was about to turn around and leave, but suddenly realized something. How can a tiger lay eggs? This is really a cat. The transcendent said, hello, where is this place? This is Ishgar, and I don't know where it is exactly. Izzo was walking alone on the road, but he was not alone, so a cat shouldn't count, right? Hey! Little cat, why are you following me? Because I don't know where to go, so I plan to follow you, wherever you go I'll go. Izana's heart tightened when he heard this. After all, it was the first time he heard this sentence in his 2 lives, even though it was said by a cat. Izana looked at the cat and said, are you sure you want to follow me? It will be very dangerous to follow me. I am not afraid of danger, and I believe you are invincible. Izana looked at the dark blue kitten with golden patterns in front of him and squatted down and smiled, you little kitten, then you will follow me from now on. After saying that, Izana stretched out his palm. When the kitten saw it, its eyebrows raised, and it slapped it happily. In this way, the man and the cat walked slowly on the road. I always call you little kitty, do you have a name? I don't have a name, can you give me one? The kitten asked happily. My name is not nice, let me think, how about calling you Harris? Heaven and earth contain hundreds of rivers, morning and evening float and 2 tides come. I have a name now. What's your name? Harris cheered. My name is Izona Harpulos. So should I just call you Izana or Izana-san? Just call me Izana, after all, we are partners. So where are we going now, Izana? Let's talk about it tomorrow. Now we need to have a good dinner and a good sleep. Great. What little fish and shrimps you caught are, look at what I caught. Ishgar came over carrying 2 fish that were much bigger than his. In this way, the 2 men finished their dinner and Ishgar fell asleep on the tree, while Harris fell asleep on Ishar's belly. Chapter 6. A man and a cat walked in the forest for several days. Harris, why is it that there is no town for so long? Even if it is not a town, it would be fine if it is a village. It's been several days, we should meet him soon. Ishgar shrugged and said indifferently, anyway, we are always moving towards one place, we will always meet nearby villagers or people from the town. Harris asked in confusion, why is Ishgar so sure? Look, there is a road here. There was no road in this world originally. When more people walked, a road appeared. But I feel so strange. What's wrong? Judging from the size of this road, there should be carriages, tourists, or magicians passing by frequently. Why can't I see a single person along the way? This is not a country road for villagers to chop wood or hunt. I always feel that the atmosphere here is weird. Ishgar looked around and found that there was nothing unusual except grass and trees. Ishgar doubted himself and said, am I overthinking? But this road is obviously used by magicians who often go on missions and tourists who go to the beach for tourism all year round. Harris, can you fly now? Yes, but it can only be me. I can't take you with me at the moment. Then you should fly as high as possible to see if there are any strange sights or strange people or objects around. After saying that, Harris flew into the sky, observing everything around him. There is nothing strange. Everything here is normal. There is a village or a town not far ahead. It is a little bigger than a village but smaller than a town. If we want to get there, we can reach it in less than 2 hours. Come down, Harris, let's go take a look. After arriving in the town, there is a problem here. This is a small town. Although it is larger than some villages, it should not be so deserted. It feels like there are not many people living here. Then should we investigate, Isa? Isa gave a crooked-mouthed Dragon King smile and said, no need, everyone here is dead. What? Dead people? Why are dead people walking? Why are they still living like normal people even though they are already dead? Look, there are some playing with their children, and some selling fruits at stalls. Don't make a fuss, Hiruisi, this should be caused by some dark guild for research experiments, and I can tell that they are all dead because I am a Dragon Slayer mage, and the senses of a Dragon Slayer mage are far beyond those of ordinary people. Although there was no smell of rotting corpses in the air, there was something strange in the air. This thing was not the smell left by magic, and it gave people a very depressing feeling. Moreover, these people should have been dead for quite some time. How did Ishgar figure it out so quickly? Was it because he sensed this strange aura? Harris looked at Ishgar puzzled and asked. I'll teach you, just watch. Yes. Harris answered respectfully. Don't be so serious. Look at the woman, her clothes and decorations are luxurious. Look at the uncle, although he is dead, but if you look closely at the way he walks, the watch on his wrist and his clothes, you can tell from his temperament that he must have been a wealthy man when he was alive. Looking at this town, it is obviously not a wealthy town. How could such a person come here? If they are visiting relatives and friends, they would not wander around in this town. And what? And didn't you notice? You and I have been here for a long time. From the time we came here until now, we have never lowered our voices. If ordinary people found someone coming to a sparsely populated town, they would have noticed it long ago, but they didn't even look at it. They haven't looked here yet. When a stranger's voice or a loud sound appears, people or animals will look over there. This is an instinctive reaction. It seems that they repeat this every day. They themselves have not even seen other people in the town. As expected of Ishgar. Really amazing. I learned. I really want to see who is the culprit. I haven't tested my strength for a long time. Go find a squirrel, a rabbit, or a fish. Okay, I caught a chicken, here comes the chicken soup. Ishgar, who was standing by, wanted to say, you are a transmigrator too. Watch it. Then he threw the chicken into the town. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, here we go. What's this? It's a magic circle. If I'm not mistaken, we have entered a magic circle after walking for a while. Otherwise, we haven't found anyone for a long time. The only place we can find is this town. The people in this town must have been tricked into coming in and then died. Most people would definitely go in to ask for directions, and then the magic circle would be activated to trap people inside and prevent them from getting out. The mastermind should be here soon. 3 hours later. Harris, be careful, people are coming. Not far away, 3 people were walking towards the town. The 3 people laughed and said, I didn't expect another fish to be caught. Ha 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 ha, I hope it's a big fish. How can you be so sure it's not some wild beast or something? The speaker was an ugly and ferocious middle-aged man. No, after the rabbit went in last time, I sprinkled medicine to repel wild animals around here, so no animals will come in again. You are thoughtful. Go and see if it's a big fish. If it's a magician from a regular union, we will have done a great job. He he he. The 3 of them came to the gate of the town, but saw a chicken inside. They were immediately confused. Passerby A, didn't you just swear that no animals or beasts would go in? Passerby B, how do I know it would be a chicken? Passerby C, don't be prepared for a fight. This is a trap. We've fallen into it. Isana, who had been observing for a long time, walked out slowly, looked at the 3 of them and said jokingly, you 3 still have the mind to chat here? You are in big trouble. Next, I'll ask you questions and you answer them. Do you understand? What? It's just a kid in the end. Little kid, you don't understand the situation, right? Why don't you run away quickly but wait for us here? Are you waiting to die? Alas! Are the people in the Dark Guild really brainless? Wouldn't it be nice to give you a chance to avoid getting beaten? The roar of the water dragon. The water dragon's azure slash. Hey? You climbed up in 2 moves? It seems that this magic circle must have taken you a long time. Can we continue the topic we were talking about? The 2 men looked at their companions who were killed and stammered, you ask, we'll tell you everything. Isana curled his lips when he heard this and said, I thought you were a tough guy, which guild are you from? What do you want to do with this magic circle here? The 2 men said in trembling voices, Sir, we are from the Evil Fire Demon Guild, a guild under the Balam Alliance Hades Gate. We set up the magic circle here because Hades Gate needs it. We just need to take away those who were deceived and take away their money. As for what Hades Gate is going to do, we don't know, even the president doesn't know. We just need to bring people here, and they will send people to inspect from time to time. Gone? Isana asked. No adults. Well, thank you for your information, I will give you a quick death. Goodbye everyone. Didn't you say that you would let us go if we answered honestly? I just said that you won't be beaten, but I didn't say I would let you go. You. Before he could finish his words, he was slashed away by Isa. Slash equals iron fist or something. The water dragon in the 100 Years quest has no hands and is similar to a dragon. Isana, you are awesome. At this time, Harris saw that it was over and trotted towards Isana. Chapter 7. Harris, do you think I'm too cruel? Hearing this, Harris shook his head vigorously and said, I don't think what Izo did was cruel, they deserved it. You little guy, let's go into town. Isn't it dangerous? Harris asked puzzledly. A formation like this usually has a center, and the center is also the weakest point of the formation. Unless it is set up by a very strong person personally, there will be no flaws. Do you think it is possible for those weaklings just now? That means we just need to find the center of the formation and destroy it, and we can get out. Isana looked at Harris and couldn't help but sighed. Ruzai is teachable, then do you know where the center of the formation is? Then he showed an expression that said, just ask me. Forward, is it somewhere in town? Finally it's my turn to pretend, this eye is far away in the sky but close at hand, it is the whole town under our feet. What? How can we destroy such a big formation? Even Izona will take some effort. Therefore, we only need to destroy the center point. It is the same whether we directly destroy the whole town or the center of the array. It's just that destroying the whole town is a bit troublesome, as there may be pursuers behind. Harris suddenly realized, so Izo was worried about pursuers, so he saved his magic power to destroy the center point of the array just in case. No, because I hate this kind of trouble. Ha! When Harris heard this, he was petrified. Arrive! Is this the fountain? The roar of the water dragon. A huge magic circle rose into the air and shattered in the middle of the flight. Izo, look, the environment here is completely different, the town has simply disappeared. Let's go, let's continue on our journey. But Izzo, where are we going? This question has always puzzled Harris. I don't know. Let's see if there are any magician guilds along the way. If there are any, we can join them. So which one does Izana want to join? Can I join too? Fairy Tale, Four-Headed Hounds, Mermaid Heel, Blue Pegasus, Snake Princess Scales, any one of these will do. Which guild is the strongest here? Harris, why are you asking this? Isana asked in confusion. Because I think only the most powerful guild in the world is worthy of you. Isana flicked Harris's head and said, how can you think like that? Many dark guilds are more powerful than regular guilds. Should I join the dark guild too? That's not what I meant. I know what you want to say. The guild's environment is the most important. Don't always focus on strength, but pay attention to the guild's style. The world is big, there are many regular guilds, but there are very few good guilds. Then let's move towards a better tomorrow. 1 week later. I heard there is a guild here, Harris. Are we joining a guild? Let's go to the guild and ask, Harris. Mermaid's Heel? Let's go over and ask. Hello everyone, Isa greeted politely. It's a handsome boy. Handsome boy, are you coming to Mermaid Heel to entrust a mission? No, I'm here to ask if I can join the guild. I don't have any quests to entrust. That's right, Izzo is a very strong magician. Harris on the side echoed. Cats can talk. How bizarre. Ahem, sorry, little handsome boy, we at Mermaid Heel only accept girls. Ah, that's how it is. Sorry for being so presumptuous and not clarifying it in advance. Are there any other guilds nearby, such as Fairy Tale, Blue Pegasus, Snake Princess Scales and Four-Headed Hounds? There are other guilds nearby, but the ones you mentioned are quite far away. Do you look down on other guilds? Or is there another reason? I don't mean to say I look down on it, I just think the style and companions in a guild are the most important, regardless of strength. You're really a good candidate. I almost want to make an exception and let you stay. Thank you for your kindness, but I still can't do it. I don't want to become a special case. Okay, you can go to the train station over there and take the train all the way to the location of the guild you want to join. Thank you. Isana thought to himself, damn, I forgot about this. Mermaid Heel only accepts women. This is great. How embarrassing it is for me. But it left a good impression. I think I should have a good evaluation. Isana, we don't have any money. Harris brought Isana back to reality with just one sentence, and then said, how about we go and borrow some money from those sisters just now, and then come back to pay them back when we have money? No. Although we have no money, I am a magician and I will not let you and me starve. Moreover, we have no money to go back now. Let alone whether he will lend it to us or not, if we go back again because of this, wouldn't it be very tasteless? Leaving Hirui Si is nothing more than spending a little more time. It's nothing. Not only can I enjoy the beauty of nature, but I can also train myself. Isn't it wonderful? After saying that, he took Hirui Si's tail and left without looking back. 3 days later, in a mountain. Isana, why is there thunder during the day? There should be a magician fighting nearby, and they should be quite strong. Do you want to go over and take a look? Isana said, then looked at Harris and asked. I might as well ask for directions and see if there is a Magister Guild here. Isana, I don't understand why we have to watch from the tree? Shouldn't we hide and observe secretly? That's a good question, because they look really cool when we're in the trees. And when they see us, they'll immediately think we're awesome. Harris, degree, who in my family understands? I am speechless. You see, that guy is using thunder magic. It seems that the thunder you just mentioned was made by him. But, Harris, who do you think will win? Hey? I think it should be the guy opposite him. You see, he is fighting very fiercely and is suppressing the guy who is making thunder. I think the electric guy will win. Hey? The electric kid? Is that the one who made the thunder? But why did Isana think he won? He was at a disadvantage the whole time. Intuition, if I'm not mistaken, he should be observing the opponent's attack method, so he should be testing the depth of the opponent's strength and attack method. And if he was really scared, he should run away, not just be like a brainless person, getting beaten while irritating the opponent. So that's how it is, as expected of Isana. Harris, look, it's about to end. What? That guy was defeated by this electric boy in one go. Although you said he would lose, he lost too quickly. Is that electric boy too strong? At this time, Isana was thinking, the yellow-haired guy still used lightning magic, was it him? It's interesting. Chapter 8. Let's go, Harris, let's go after the fight below. Hey? Yeah. The two jumped down from the tree and slowly walked towards the battlefield where Laxus had just finished fighting. Hello, electric boy. Laxus was confused at first, but then he realized that this person was calling him electric boy. Hey! Are you calling me, kid? You are obviously a little kid, but you are still here talking about others. I really don't know what you are thinking. It's because I'm a magician, a very powerful magician, and besides, you look younger than me, little brat. I really don't know how to write the word respect. Who is not a magician? Are you thinking about Harris? Yes. Isa is a very strong magician. A very strong magician? But I don't think what a cat says is right. After saying this, Laxus was surrounded by lightning and his fighting spirit was high. You've already fought a fight, and the magic power in your body and your current state are not as good as mine, so you'd better save your energy. Even if you insist on fighting, it would be unfair for me to win in your current state. It is really tasteless and meaningless. Laxus found that the man in front of him was too calm and composed. He was either ignorant of his own limitations or very strong. At least he was very confident in his own strength, but it was obviously impossible for him to be ignorant of his own limitations. Therefore, the strength of the man in front of him must be at least the same as his own. Laxus said, I don't think you are from their group. Tell me, what do you want to do? I just came to ask you about the way forward for the Fairy Tale Guild, why are you so nervous? Electric boy. Laxus got furious when he heard the word electric boy. You are very courageous, but I don't know how strong you are. The roar of the thunder dragon. Damn, the hostility comes right out of his mouth. Harris, go to the side and watch the fight first. Okay, be careful. I'm not saying you're an electric shock kid, you were fine just now, why did you hit me like that? No more nonsense. Thunder Dragon's collapse fist. The two forces collided with each other, causing Isana to take 2 steps back, while Laxus retreated a long way. You are not sick. I just asked for directions, why are you so anxious? I told you that you are no match for me now. If you want to fight, wait until you recover. Why do you insist on fighting? Do you not understand me or what? The roar of the thunder dragon. The roar of the water dragon. I've already told you that you are not in good shape right now, look how embarrassing it is. You have to be beaten down, I just asked for directions, what the hell is going on in your head? Or do you have no brains at all you have is electricity? You are strong. Yes, I know, and I'm very handsome. Laxus, lying on the ground, stared at the sky blankly and said, go east and there is a small town called Magnolia. Fairy Tale is in the town, you can find it yourself. Aren't you going? I'm here to complete the commission and collect the mission reward. And I won't lose again next time. Thanks. Let's go, Harris, to Fairy Tale. Isana, the magic he uses is similar to yours. Ah. Of course, it's all dragon-slaying magic. What exactly is dragon-slaying magic? This was a magic that was once used specifically for hunting dragons. Amazing. Isana, could that electric kid be lying to us? We've been walking for a whole day and haven't seen any town yet. Don't worry, he won't lie to us. Why was Isana so sure he wouldn't lie? I'm kidding. Laxus was just beginning to twist at this time, wishing that the guild would have more strong people. What's the point of talking about cheating? Are you all free? On the hillside. Harris, look, the town of Magnolia is in front of us, and Fairy Tale can be seen already. Yeah. Let's go in and play for a while. Harris, we have no money. Harris was petrified when he heard this, then let's just join the guild. Don't be discouraged, Harris. We will take commissions and complete tasks to make money. Then we can buy a house first, and then we will have a home. Then we can buy whatever we want. Yes. Harris instantly became full of energy. Inside the Fairy Tale Guild. Why hasn't Laxus come back yet? This mission shouldn't be difficult for him. The round trip shouldn't take long, said an old man sitting at the bar. Don't worry, President. Laxus can easily handle this mission. Even someone like Macayo can handle it. How can Laxus not complete it? Said a man with a pipe in his mouth. What do you mean, Wakaba? Are you saying I'm weak? You are weak, Macau. Okay, quiet down, little devils. Makarov stopped the quarrel between the two. Laxus is such a worrying child. Wow, Harris, look, this town is so lively. It's much more lively than some of the towns I passed by before. Is it because the Fairy Tale Guild is here? Come on, this guild is really good. You can already see the guild. Do you want to have a meal first and then go to the guild? Sure. The money they had was only enough to buy food along the way. When they passed through villages and towns, they would use magic to help the residents to get some rewards or food. Izzo, if we order so many dishes, our pockets will be cleaner than our faces. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the guild is running around in the town. We can just go there after we finish eating. We can take on a few quests and make some money. Haven't you heard of the saying that life is about enjoying life to the fullest and enjoying the present moment? Harris. That's right, I'll start. Waiter, check out. The waiter also heard the conversation between the two and asked during the checkout, are you two going to join the guild? Yes. Otherwise, there is no money to be made and no place to stay. The waiter muttered in his heart when he heard it. Alas, poor Fairy Tale's leader, I'm afraid there won't be many good days in the future, and this amount of compensation is probably inevitable. A total of 2000J, the waiter said with a smile. Yes. Remember to tell the chef that the dish is too bland, add more salt. Thank you for your support, welcome to dine again. A group of people in the guild were drinking and bragging. Suddenly, the door was pushed open, and a man and a cat came in. The President Makarov also opened his eyes and looked outside. Little friend, are you here to entrust a task? Wakaba asked. No. I'm here to join the guild. Macayo said, are you a magician? The guild won't allow you if you're not a magician. When Harris heard this, he quickly answered, Izzo is a very powerful magician. When everyone in the guild saw that the cat could talk, they all looked at Harris, the cat can talk. How rare. Makarov, who was sitting at the bar, said, come here, kid, tell me why you want to join the guild first. Chapter 9. Why do you want to join the guild, kid? Do your family know you're here? Izana said, why join the guild? Then he changed into a very cool pose and said, the reason is simple, I have no one to rely on, one person and one cat, dependents on each other, you joined the guild because you had nowhere to stay. Makarov said, you're a poor child. From today on, you are a member of Fairy Tale, and the people in the guild will be your family. Let me make a few points for you first. The only purpose of the guild is to never harm family members and partners, and not to do anything that is detrimental to guild members. There are 3 rules for leaving the guild. Rule 1, information that is unfavorable to Fairy Tale must not be shared with others for the rest of your life. Rule 2, you cannot contact past clients without authorization to gain personal benefits from them. Rule 3, even if the paths are different, you must live strong, never take your life lightly, and never forget your cherished companions in the past. Do you understand, kid? Okay, I see. Harris, look, Fairy Tale is a very good guild. It's really good. From what the president said just now, we can tell that this guild is very good. Makarov smiled proudly after hearing the conversation between the two and said, of course, Fairy Tale is well managed by me. Izana was secretly delighted when he heard this and said, just keep laughing, you won't be able to laugh for long, and I'm afraid the position of president will be given away in a hurry. You two haven't made a coat of arms yet, do you know what a guild's coat of arms is? Makarov said. I know, my guild emblem will be dark blue and printed on the chest. Makarov turned to look at the kitten and said, what about you, kitten? Where do you want it printed? I'm not called Kitty. I have a name, my name is Harris. It was given to me by Zona. Makarov also smiled happily, so, Harris, what color do you want it to be printed on and where? Where can I print it? Of course it's on my back. Harris also held his forehead helplessly. Let's use light blue. Makarov thought about his days just now and immediately changed the subject, Well, from now on you are a member of Fairy Tale. Let's have a party for the new members. Great! Long live the president! The guild members cheered. Your name is Izona, right? Makarov asked. Well, my name is Izona Harpulos. I heard from Harris that you are a very strong magician, so what is your magic? Harris flew to the president with a proud look on his face and said, the magic used by Izona is dragon-killing magic, which is specially used to hunt dragons. Dragon-killing magic. The noisy guild suddenly became quiet. Some stopped their work, while others just stood there in a daze. Dragon Slayer magic. I didn't expect that there are still people who can use this kind of magic now. This is ancient magic. I didn't expect that he would join our guild. In the future, our guild will definitely be the strongest guild in the kingdom of Fiori. Dragon-killing magic. Makarov sat at the bar, staring at the ceiling, wondering what he was thinking. ISA, did you meet anyone when you came here? For example, someone who can use lightning magic. Hey? I did meet an electric guy, and he said he was also from the guild. Is he crazy? I just asked for directions and he started fighting right away. Is he a battle maniac? Is the electric shock kid you are talking about the one with blonde hair, headphones, and a scar on his face? Makarov asked. Yes. What happened? Makarov asked again. You fought with him? Who won? Harris rushed out of the crowd at this time, because everyone in the guild was curious about why cats had wings. Harris rushed out and said of course the electric boy lost. He was in a bad state and insisted on fighting, but he fell down in 2 moves. How could Laxus lose? Makao was shocked. Although he was in a bad state, Laxus actually lost so badly in just 2 moves. Maybe you, Makao, can also beat Laxus. Ha 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 ha. Wakaba, do you want to get a fight? Makarov recovered from the shock. This grandson is really a worry. What kind of dragon slayer magician are you, kid? It is of water attribute. Does that mean you can replenish your magic power during battle by drinking water, thus becoming stronger? Not just water. To be precise, I can drink almost anything that can be converted into magic power, such as beer, beverages, mineral water, and blood. However, drinking blood is really tasteless and ungraceful, so I mainly drink water, beer, and beverages. Makarov was shocked when he heard this. Laxus can eat lightning and lightning magic, but this kind of thing cannot be carried with you. However, water is different. There is water in the battle scene or on cloudy and rainy days. The key is that this can be carried with you. President, where do we accept the mission? Makarov then pointed to the mission column on the side. Hey, Guildmaster. Are you so confident in letting a little kid go on a mission now? Makao, who had been arguing with Wakaba, suddenly said, let him get used to working in the town first. It's too dangerous to let him take on missions directly. Wakaba immediately echoed, yes, Guildmaster, are you so confident in letting him take on missions? Makarov rolled his eyes at them both and said, who of you two can beat him? And even if you add up, you may not be able to defeat him alone. Do you know about Dragon Slayer magic? Dragon Slayer magic is not just ancient magic. This magic itself is extremely powerful. It makes your body become like a dragon, so as to hunt dragons. Dragon Slayer magic can also make you immune to attacks of your own attributes. Izuna is a water dragon slayer mage. Any magic attack with water is ineffective against him. On the contrary, he can swallow the magic to restore his magic power. President, you underestimate us too much. Although Makao and I are not very strong, how could we not be able to beat a child? That's right. Makarov rolled his eyes at the 2 idiots and said, then why don't you go outside and compete? It will be a disgrace to you if word gets out that you can't even beat a kid. President, please don't underestimate us. Although his dragon-slaying magic is very powerful, he is no match for us in terms of experience and combat skills. Attack with all your might, little devil. Then I won't be polite. Isana also agreed without hesitation. The roar of the water dragon, the blue slash of the water dragon. Various laughters from the guild members were heard on the side, ha 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 ha. Macau, Wakaba, you two are no good, you were killed instantly, ha 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 ha. After returning to the guild, just 2 minutes after they sat down, a bell rang, ding dong dong. Ding dong dong. Magnolia is about to enter guild arts mode, Please return home or move to the designated location. Macau saw this scene and said, Izona, this is Gildarts, the first person after the president. He is also the S-class magician of our guild. Izona on the side looked at the scene in front of him that the town was changing and turning into Gildarts mode and said, this person is born extraordinary. And the whole town has set up his mode for him, it's really classy. It's really worthwhile for a person to be able to do this. Chapter 10. Hey, Gildarts. How was the mission this time? Was it going well? Gildarts replied calmly, it's still the same as before, President. Then he glanced, a new member has joined the guild. Harris sat on Izona's shoulder and said, Izona and I just joined today. Cats can talk, wow. Gildarts looked at Harris in disbelief. This is Izona. The cat on his shoulder is called Harris. Izona is a very powerful magician. The magic he uses is also the ancient magic, the Dragon Slayer magic. Makarov changed the subject. Is your name Izona? Very nice. My name is Gildarts Kalvi. Izona Harpulos. My name is Hiruisi. When everyone was welcoming Gildarts back, only a little girl was secretly looking at Gildarts without saying a word. Gildarts just happened to come back and a party was held to welcome the newcomers and Gildarts. Yay! XN. The next day. Makarov looked at Izona and said, Izona, come here for a moment. What's wrong? Is there anything wrong, President? According to the guild's rules, you can't accept some tasks for the time being. You can only accept some small tasks near the town, but you are a strong magician. I'll give you a task. What task? Did you see those two kids? They are about your age. I want you to take them on a few missions. Izona looked at the two kids, one was studying cards and the other was sitting there drinking without clothes. I thought, aren't these Kana and Gray? Okay, but I have to get more for my share. Yeah, be sure to pay attention to safety when the time comes. Izona walked towards Gray and Kana and waved, what are your names? My name is Kana Arup Elona. My name is Gray Full Pasta. Well, I'm Izona Harpros, and this is my companion, Harris. The president has entrusted you two to me, and asked me to take you on a few missions. Kana's eyes lit up when she heard this, and Gray was also a little happy, but it was still a flash. They work in the town doesn't need so many people, it's just some small things. Kana said to Gray, brother isn't a defeated brother Laxus, how could he be doing these small tasks in the town? And Gray, clothes. Ah. When? Gray also asked with shining eyes, are we going to work outside? Izona nodded slightly, of course, the trivial matters in the town are really in poor taste. Gray, Kana, this person must be sick. You guys go choose a mission first, I'll go find Gildarts, and then pack up and get ready to go. Yes. X2. The two of them also quickly packed their luggage, and Izona went straight to the bar. Gildarts. What's wrong, little brat? I want to ask you when you will leave, so I would like to ask you to stay in the guild for a while, if possible. Of course it's okay to stay a little longer, but I want to know why. Because I want to challenge you. The noisy guild suddenly became quiet and looked over here. Makarov's beer spurted out of his mouth, and then he looked at Izona in surprise like everyone else. Did I hear it right? Hey, Izzo, you can't beat him, don't be so depressed. Wakaba said. That's right, Gildarts is the strongest magician in the guild, no one else can compare to him. Makao also echoed. Izzo said to everyone it's not a fight to the death. I just want to spar with Gildarts and try my current limits. I'm not looking for death. Everyone was relieved after hearing this. They all thought that Izzo in front of them had something wrong with his brain and was so depressed. Sure, I'll wait for you to come back and spar with me. I heard that you beat Laxus, so I'm looking forward to it too. It's a deal then. Kana, has Gray chosen his mission? Let's go. Brother Izona, what do you think of this mission? Kana asked, jumping up and down. Helping the villagers drive away the bandits will earn you 70,000 J. This is a good mission. You two will each get 20,000 J and Harris and I will get 30,000 J. That's how it's divided. Gray, what do you think, Kana? Yeah. Working in the town didn't pay that much before. Yes, they are just some simple tasks. Izona looked at the two of them and said, do you know why the president asked me to take you two to do the mission? Why? X2. He wanted me to see if you two were capable of working outside the city. It could also be understood as letting you get used to these jobs first. So that's how it is. What? You are only a few years older than us. You sound like you have a lot of experience and have done a lot of tasks. The three of them and the cat came to the client and learned where these bandits usually set up camp and what kind of people they like to rob, and then they set off. Should we make a plan first? Asked the cute Kana. When Izuna saw Kana like this, he thought to himself, oh. How come Kana, who was so cute when she was a child, became a drunkard when she grew up? It's fate. Gray was different. He said directly, can't we just rush in? Kana's behavior is correct. A strategic plan should be deployed before the battle. Gray just rushed in. Do you think they are brainless? Or are you very confident in your own strength? But for this mission, we just need to rush in. This mission is a bit urgent. After all, I need to go back and spar with Gildarts. I hope you can understand. Thank you. The three of them rushed straight into the thieves' den. The fate of summoning thunder. The explosion of the sun. Ice make, battle axe. Ice make hammer soldier. Isuna looked at the two and had a rough idea in his mind. Kana could fight two of this level by himself, and Gray could fight three. Okay Kana, Gray come back. Why? Gray asked puzzled. Kana turned into a little teacher and said to Gray, of course it's Isa brother who has to do it himself, for fear of hurting us by mistake. Yes. Izzo was afraid that we might get hurt by mistake, so he asked us to retreat, Harris said. The roar of the water dragon. The water dragon's azure slash. The water dragon's impact tide. Gray stood there in a daze and said, how powerful. Kana was frightened, thinking that this was the first time she saw this group of robbers become bloody in an instant. What are you standing there for? Check if there are any spoils of war or something. After all, this is a bandit den, so there must be a lot of money. Even if you don't have to help the poor people, it's okay. Then the two of them reacted and said, hey? Oh, okay, okay. I'll be at the guild soon. I've been out for 2 days now, and I'll be able to spar with Gildarts soon. I'm so excited. What do you think, Harris? Chapter 11. Hey, don't underestimate Gildarts. Gildarts is the most powerful magician in the guild. Although no one has ever seen Gildarts compete with the president, it is rumored that Gildarts can fight with the president or even surpass him. Gray, who was naked, reminded them. Gray, clothes. Ah. When? Izuna looked at the two children beside him. I never said I would beat Gildarts. Even if I win, it's not now. I just want to compete with him. Only by working hard to improve myself and discover my shortcomings in battle can I gradually improve and become a strong man. Yes, even if Izuna is not the strongest now, he will definitely be the strongest in the world in the future. Harris said lazily while lying on Izuna's shoulder. Gray and Kana were thinking about their own thoughts in their hearts. Gray said lightly, work hard to improve yourself and find your own shortcomings to become a strong man. Because of Deliara, Gray's hometown was destroyed, and his master Uru died because of sealing Deliara. This became a pain in Gray's heart. Kana wanted to become a strong man. After all, Gildarts was her father. She wanted to confess to Gildarts when she became strong enough. Gray, Kana, and Izuna arrived at the door of the guild. Just as Kana was about to knock on the door, Gray kicked the door open. I'm back. Why did you kick the door when you came back? Gildarts, who was drinking at the guild bar, also looked over here and said, how is it? Is everything going well? He also gave a simple greeting. It's not difficult, they are just some small fry, Izuna said calmly. Gildarts. Come and spar with me. Gildarts put down his glass and said, you just came back from a mission. Why don't you take a rest for a night to recover your magic power and come back to spar with me tomorrow? Izuna walked towards the bar and said, no need to bother. President, give me a glass of wine, thank you. At this moment, a familiar voice came from the side, do you think you can defeat Gildarts? Hey! Isn't this the electric boy? Why is he wrapped in bandages? Izuna also retorted when he saw this. Gildarts, let's have a fight. Bastard! What did you say? Laxus shouted angrily. Izuna ignored him and chose to ignore him. Now that my magic power has been restored, how about we spar? Here. Makarov said anxiously after hearing this, asshole. We can't practice in the guild, let's practice outside. The two came outside. Izuna, I'm curious why you want to fight me even though you know you can't beat me. Guildarts looked at Izuna in confusion and asked. Is failure the fuck of success? Both parties are ready. 3, 2, 1, start. As Makarov's countdown ended, Izuna launched an attack instantly, while Guildarts remained motionless. Makao, do you think Izona can withstand one move from Guildarts? I bet 10,000 J that Izo will be killed instantly. Watch out Guildarts, the water dragon's azure slash. Guildarts raised his arm and cast his super advanced destructive magic, Crush. What? Why can't it be decomposed? Because it's water, Guildarts. That attack just now only contained a small part of my magic. You can decompose magic, but you can't decompose water. No matter how much water is decomposed, it will still be water, no more and no less. Izzo, you are really strong. At least I have never seen anyone of your age with such a strong fighting awareness. I have to be serious. The roar of the water dragon. Water dragon's strike tide. The moment Guildarts shattered the magic, Izzo stepped forward. Water dragon's phantom wave. Izuna rushed forward, leaving a reflection behind him, and then the reflection returned to Izuna. Because it was too fast, Guildarts had just decomposed the roar and the shock wave and did not decompose the phantom wave, causing some damage to Guildarts on the way. So strong. Grey, Kana, Laxus, and their guildmates were shocked. Macau, you owe me 10,000 J now, ha ha ha. You are really strong. Even I can't do anything to you for a while. Guildarts said with emotion. But in my eyes, a truly strong person does not only have powerful mana or magic, the real strength is to have a kind heart, to protect family and companions. Guildarts instantly burst out with powerful magic, the ground around him was dented, and his whole body was emitting white light. The powerful magic pressed down on Izuna like a surging river. Guildarts said seriously, a strong magician must not only do the above, but also know how to retreat. It was the scene when Tenro Island tested Natsu. The people watching the competition were also shocked and their mouths dropped, so powerful. Is this the strength of Guildarts? Yes, I understand what you said, and I know it all, but I'm not going to admit defeat yet. After saying that, Izuna looked at Harris on the side. Harris also understood and threw a pot of wine to Izuna. Izuna opened it and drank it all in one gulp. Let's officially start now. You will have strength after drinking it. Can I still replenish my magic power midway? Is this the Dragon Slayer? I can devour magic or elements of the same attributes as myself to restore my magic power and become stronger. Guildarts said as he looked at Izona in front of him. The president noticed the difference between Izona before and after. There were many blue patterns on both sides of Izona's face, and the area around his eyes was blue-green. Dragon power. Makarov said in surprise. The guild members asked the president, what is dragon power? There are only a few records about the dragon power in ancient books, and only one sentence is written. What are you talking about? Come on, president. It can allow the dragon slayer to gain the power to truly slay a dragon, and at the same time, all aspects of the body's attributes are improved, and the five senses become extremely powerful. Compared to the power before using the power of the dragon, it is simply a world of difference. Everyone was shocked when they heard this. Water Dragon's Dark Sea Stealth. Isana disappeared instantly. Where is the person? Disappeared. Laxus said no. I can feel that he is nearby. He should be hiding, similar to the magic of invisibility. Guildarts also became nervous. This is difficult. I have no idea where the attack will come from. The roar of the water dragon. The phantom of the water dragon swirls. Kildistan said with a bad feeling, it's bad, I've been hit. Dragon Slayer secret technique. Just as Izuna was about to use his secret technique, the president suddenly interrupted the sparring. Stop. Well, this competition is over. Everyone in the guild looked at the president in confusion and anger. It was at its climax when you suddenly called a halt. President. Why did you stop so suddenly? Why did the competition end? Who is the winner? Everyone looked at the president in confusion. Cough cough, I declare the winner this time to be. Chapter 12. Of course the winner is Gildarts. Laxus said with disdain as he looked at everyone. Not necessarily. Just now, Ishgar activated the power of dragon. The president just said that the power of dragon is so strong and there is a huge difference between it and before using the power of dragon. I think you are confused, Makoto, that's Gildarts. Okay, quiet down, little brats. Makarov spoke up to stop the noise. The result of the competition between Gildarts and Ishgar is that Gildarts wins. Ishar's ability is really difficult to deal with, but Gildarts is not without a solution, and there is no point in dragging it out. Moreover, Gildarts did not move or attack on a large scale from beginning to end. Although it is difficult to tell the winner for a while, it will become obvious after a long time. Only he knows why the president stopped this competition. At this time, the president thought in his heart, I don't know how much I will destroy if I continue to fight. I don't want to lose even my coffin. After everyone dispersed, Laxus came over and said, I didn't expect you to be so strong. Ishgar looked at the newcomer and said, it's not that I'm strong, it's just that my ability is very difficult to deal with. If it's just a competition of magic power, I have no chance of winning. But he still thought in his heart, if I were to use this so-called real god-killing magic, I wonder if he can decompose it. I don't know if there is such a setting. Let's have a duel after we've rested and adjusted. Ishgar. Laxus saw Ishgar and Gildarts fighting back and forth and he also felt the desire to fight. But I still have to complete the mission, otherwise I will have no money. After all, a penny can make a hero fall. It won't take too long. I'll give you the money, and you can just come and spar with me then. Ishgar turned his head and looked at Laxus and said, okay, but I don't understand why you, an electric boy, would pay someone to beat you up. Laxus didn't say a word more, and when he turned around and left, he just said casually, 3 days later, outside the town where you and I met. Ishgar watched Laxus walk away without saying anything, until he could no longer see his figure. He said to Harris and Gray, Kana and Harris, this is it Tsundere. Are you leaving again, Gildarts? Makarov said calmly while sitting at the bar. The current guild is really reassuring. Ishgar and Laxus are both strong, and with you in charge, the guild is getting better and better. Gildarts said with emotion while carrying his luggage. Yeah, be careful. Ishgar looked at this scene and asked Kana, aren't you going to say goodbye? No. What are you talking about? I don't understand. Kana said in panic. He. Kana, your thoughts are written all over your face, so cute. 3 days later. Outside the town, there was an open area in the dense woods. A man was sitting on the lawn, muttering, why hasn't that kid come yet? I've been waiting for him for so long. Yet. I've been watching you here for a while too. Ishgar said lightly while lying on the branch of a big tree not far away. Since you have been here for a long time, why don't you show up? Laxus asked. It's still early, so I might as well get some sleep. Laxus. Come on, let's fight. Then he released lightning and rushed towards Ishgar. You still start fighting when you disagree with me. You really have no taste at all. After saying that, Ishgar hit aside and also started to attack. Raging waves. Huge whirlpools. It resounds through the sky, calling forth thunder and thunder as it rages. Ha, good job, what a raging thunder and waves, just wait and see how I can break you. The flood of the water dragon is overwhelming. After saying this, the forest was instantly submerged in water. What is this? Is the whole mountain submerged by the sea? Laxus looked around in surprise and asked Ishgar. It's just our area. Do you want to die together? Don't you know that I am immune to thunder? Of course I know, so I have a surprise for you. Thunder and raging waves. Izzo's mouth slightly raised, defenseless place. What kind of weird magic is this? Why can't I be immune to lightning? Laxus stared at Ishgar and asked. This is the magic I slowly invented based on ancient books. It can make any defense of the opponent ineffective, even the killing magic. You just released a powerful lightning, and I put you and me in a pool of water, which is also a loss of 800 for the enemy. I lost. Laxus sighed while lying on the ground, and then changed the subject, but you didn't win either, it was a draw at best. It seems that as long as you are not a lightning or ice attribute mage, you are invincible in the same age group. Even if you can't win, I will still win. it will be very difficult. Even guildarts can't do anything to you for a while. Well, don't lie on the ground anymore, let's meet the guild together. What do you care? Oh my, I didn't expect our electric boy to be such a tsundere. Isana was teasing Laxus. What did you say? You're saying you stinky ghost. Laxus also retorted angrily. Then the two men's heads hit each other and then separated, each holding his own head and shouting, "It hurts, it hurts." All this was seen by Makarov. Makarov slowly walked towards the two men, stopped beside them and shouted loudly, "Assholes! Look at what you two have done. I don't know how much money you will have to pay now." "It's okay, President. Laxus said he wants to pay me for today's work. Just ask him. I'm leaving now." After saying that, Izzo ran to the guild as if nothing had happened, leaving Makarov and Laxus alone here. "How did you feel after the fight, Laxus?" At this time, Laxus was sitting cross-legged on the ground like a child who had made a mistake, ready to listen to the elders' teachings, but he heard his grandfather asking him how he felt. "If I didn't have the lightning attribute and didn't have the Dragon Slayer crystal, I wouldn't be able to beat him at all. You have to remember that there are always people better than you. Don't think you are strong. The world is big and you should have a true master always has the heart of an apprentice, just like Izana." In the following days, Izana took Gray and Kana to do many tasks. "How is it?" Makarov asked while drinking beer. Actually, there is nothing wrong with Kana. Anyone can team up with her to do some quests around town. As for Gray, let him work in town for a year. It's too reckless now. What do you think, President?" "Well, that's good. But who should Kana team up with is a problem." Seeing that the old man was still thinking, Izana said directly, "Why not just let Makao and Wakaba take her with them?" "What about you?" Makarov asked. "Me? Harris and I are good enough. If there are more people, we have to share the rewards." "Oh, by the way. President, please take a look at this task. I have accepted it." "Well, be safe." Chapter 13. President. Where is Izana? Gray, naked, came to Makarov. "Gray clothes." "Ah. When? Izana? He and Harris are out on a mission." Makarov said calmly while sitting at the bar. "What? This bastard actually left without saying a word." Gray was instantly furious. "You two little brats, do you want to ask Izana to complete the mission together? I tell you, you two have been observed now. Kana, go find Makao and Wakaba to form a team." "What about me?" Gray asked. "You? Before Izana left, he said you would have to observe for another year or so. Now you can only work in the town." Gray. "What? Why can Kana form a team to complete tasks outside the town? Kana is meticulous and smarter than you. She knows how to prepare before the battle, but you just rush forward. Damn Izana, I will take revenge on him when he comes back." Everyone in the guild was amused when they heard Gray's words. "Ha ha ha, Gray, are you crazy? If you want to take revenge on him, you have to be able to beat him. He is right. If you go out to do missions and accept commissions now, I'm afraid you won't even make any preparations before the battle." "I'm so mad. Izana, where are we going? Why don't we ask Kana and Gray to come along? According to the agreement with the President, I should only take them 3 or 4 times, but I took them a few more times mainly to observe them more. They are too weak now, and I have to take care of them while working. Now I finally don't have to be distracted and can concentrate on the task. So where are we going, Izzo? You haven't told me yet." We are going to a city next to a volcano. The commission says to defeat the monsters and cool them down. I don't understand why Izana never takes public transportation? Isn't it faster this way? Forward, this is a long story. Can I listen to it? Harris asked curiously. Actually, it's nothing, it's just motion sickness, and the main reason for motion sickness is that I'm a Dragon Slayer magician. But Izana complained in his heart, "Do you think I don't want to take the train? Not long ago, I was not afraid of public transportation, but not long ago I gained the power of dragons and obtained Dragon Slayer magic, and now I can't even take a car. Do all Dragon Slayers get motion sickness?" "Yeah, you can say that. Does that mean the electric shock guy is also involved?" "Yes, he also gets sick in public transportation, but he just doesn't say it." The two came to a city. The scenery here is so unique. Even the houses are almost all red. It seems that most of the magicians here are mainly engaged in fire magic. Ishgar said as he looked at the town that came into view. Why? Because this city is next to a volcano and the houses are mainly red, fire magic seems more appropriate. Harris, let's go see the mayor and take a look around. Hello, is this the mayor's house? Yes, may I ask who you are? Harris flew out from behind Izzo and said, and me? Who are you two? We are both magicians of the Fairy Tale Guild. We are here to complete a commission. The mayor came to Fairy Tale a while ago and commissioned a task. Look. After saying that, he took out the commission form and gave it to the butler in front of him. Excuse me, Master Mage, please come in. Then the butler made a gesture of invitation. Mayor, the Fairy Tale people are here. Let them in quickly. The mayor said anxiously. Hello, Mayor. Hello, respected magician, this magician looks very young. Ishgar heard the distrust in his words and immediately retorted, the mayor doesn't look old, but more like a young man around 30 years old. The mayor smiled awkwardly and changed the subject and said directly, we have sent this task to other guilds before, but they failed. Ishgar thought to himself, it seems that this old fox wants to give me a warning so that I will retreat and then send someone back. I don't want to do what you want. Don't worry, Mayor. Since our guild allowed me to come here to complete the commission, it proves that I have the ability, and we will not joke with the reputation of the guild. The mayor was about to say something more when he was interrupted by Ishgar. Mayor, there is no need to say more, let's get straight to the point. The commission said it was to subdue the monsters and reduce the temperature. How many monsters are there? There is only one monster, but it lives in the volcano. There was only the volcano here before, but no one knows where the monster came from. Since the monster came, it has lived there. The temperature of the city has also risen a lot. Okay, got it. But cooling costs extra. No problem. As long as it can be completed, nothing is a problem. Okay, that's great. You just wait for the news here. Then Ishgar and Harris walked out of the villa and headed for the volcano. Izzo, I don't understand. According to your personality, you would have quit long ago, but why are you still determined to complete the commission? Harris asked. If nothing else, it's because he is a good official who is honest and upright, and that is enough. Why didn't I see that? First of all, the citizens all along the way praised the mayor. Secondly, for such a city, the mayor lives in a small villa. This is the second point. The third point is that his clothes can be bought on the street, but this does not mean anything. The most important thing is that his temperament and his expression betrayed him. This is not fake. He is very worried about the citizens. Just think about it, a simple World of Warcraft mission costs 300,000 J. Those people he mentioned who failed are actually second-rate or third-rate mages in some small guilds. Arrive. But the monster is in the volcano, how do we get in? Who told you that the monster is in the volcano? Isn't that what the mayor said? The mayor actually didn't know where the monster was, so just follow me. After saying that, Ishgar walked towards the foot of the mountain. It's a cave. Well, this Warcraft is pretty good, quite tasteful. Forward. Find a place to hide first. This demon beast is coming out. After saying that, a roar came out from the cave. I thought you looked pretty good at least, but I didn't expect you to be so ugly. Oh well, I'll send you on your way. Water Dragon's Azure Slash. The Netherworld Sea of the Water Dragon. Finished the job. So fast. Harris said in surprise. There is nothing to be surprised about. A second-rate monster cannot be defeated by a third-rate magician, just like the weaklings in the previous guilds who couldn't even kill this thing. Okay, let's take the monster back. Ishgar used magic to carry the body of the monster to the mayor's door. Mayor, the monsters are gone, now all we need to do is cool down. So fast. The mayor looked at the young man in front of him in surprise and then said, do you have a way to cool it down? If not, I will still pay you. Cooling it down is just a matter of time. Of course there is a way, but the reward needs to be increased a little bit. No problem, Master Mage. Please start. Ishgar nodded, and then condensed a huge magic circle. Dark clouds, rain. As Ishgar finished speaking, the sky was covered with dark clouds, lightning, and thunder, and the next second it began to rain heavily. Okay, Mayor, let's talk about compensation. How about I only ask for 350,000 J? This is 400,000. Thank you very much for this. It's no big deal, it's just a small matter. If there's nothing else, we'll just leave. Stay and have a meal before leaving. No, we have things to do, so I won't bother you anymore. Chapter 14. Izuna took out a crystal ball from his backpack and started contacting the guild. Izuna, is there something wrong with the mission? Crystal ball showed a little old man. No, President, the mission has been completed. I just want to go back later with Harris, so I came to tell you. So that's how it is. Well then you have to be careful. It's okay, bye. Izuna took back the crystal ball and headed towards a strange place with Harris. Where are we going? I don't know, just treat it as a practice. Who knows, you may encounter an opportunity somewhere. Yeah, that's not bad. 10 days later. Oh. Harris, look, there's a city ahead. This place is similar to Magnolia. It seems that there is a guild here that is similar to Fairy Tale. Harris has to say that you have grown up. Harris, who was standing aside, was overwhelmed by the sudden praise. Let's go and have a walk. Harris, guess which guild this badge belongs to? Izuna looked at Harris next to him and asked. The two wings and the horse must be the Blue Pegasus. Harris, do you think we should go visit the Blue Pegasus? Forward, I hope it's just a visit. Let's go, while the weather is still good, maybe we can have a meal or stay overnight. But won't we be kicked out? And we've all joined the guild. No way. The president of the Blue Pegasus and our president used to be good friends. The two came to the door of the Blue Pegasus Guild. Dong. 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 Then they pushed open the door of the guild and walked in. Is this the Blue Pegasus? Izuna looked at the decorations around and complained in his heart, it looks a bit like it. If it weren't a guild, it would definitely be mistaken for a brothel. What a pink guild! Harris was also surprised. What are you doing here, kid? A commission? Ha 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 ha. A dark-skinned man sneered. Izuna looked around calmly, then his eyes fell on the dark-skinned man and said, Are you talking to me? If you are not qualified, you should learn how to be polite first. The man was immediately angry when he heard it and said, What did you say, kid? Say it again. Izuna ignored him and walked straight to the bar. Give me a strong drink, thank you. How dare you, little brat, ignore me. Just as the man was about to make a move, a cold voice came from upstairs, Stop, Adebiao. After stopping the man, he came to Izuna's side and said, I'm so sorry, my friend, it's because I didn't discipline him well enough that this happened. After saying that, he wanted to bow to apologize, but was stopped by Izuna. Senior, you don't have to do this. You are really embarrassing me. After saying this, he helped President Bob to the bar. You are the president of the Blue Pegasus, right? Izuna looked at the man in front of him and knew it must be him. Do you know me? Have you heard my story? President Bob looked at the young man in front of him and asked. No. I don't know you. But your face is full of stories. I haven't been out of the guild for a long time, how do you know me? Bob asked puzzled. I am a magician of Fairy Tale. I have seen a photo of you and the president in the guild's library. It turns out to be Makarov's child. He's so handsome. Me too. Harris flew to the bar and sat down, revealing the mark on his back. It's rare for a cat to talk. Is it a star spirit? A young man suddenly appeared and said. Well, Fan Tingzheng just has a slightly different appearance. Izuna looked at the man and said. That's right, this man is Yi Yewang de Lei Shao. Harris is not a Protoss, he is also a member of our guild. I see. I am sorry for being so abrupt. Bob on the side introduced the man, this is the magician of our guild, Yi Yewang de Lei Shao. Izuna Harpulos. Harris. It's nice to meet two fairy tale friends. After saying that, the two shook hands and got to know each other. How did Xiao Na suddenly come to our guild? Makarov didn't even tell me. Bob asked. Harris and I came here to complete the commission. Since we finished it early, we wandered around and came to this city. We saw the Blue Pegasus Guild and came to visit it. That's great. Why not stay here for a few more days? It can also promote the relationship between the two guilds, and it can also reduce some unnecessary troubles when we meet each other during missions in the future. Sorry to bother you then. Izuna said, cupping his hands. Oh, what a polite and good child. Makarov is so lucky. The next afternoon. President. I'm back. A woman pushed open the door and walked in. She released Ares' star spirit Ares and gave it to the men in their guild. Did the mission go well, little Colin? Colin said impatiently, it's the same every time. She turned her eyes and saw Izuna. Are you new here? No. Xiao Na is the magician of fairy tale, and he is visiting our guild. Bob said. I thought he was new. This is our guild's magician, Karen Lilica, a celestial magician. President Bob introduced. A few days later. I'm leaving, President Bob. If you have time to come to Fairy Tale, I'll buy you a drink. Remember to come and play more. Ha ha ha, of course. But Miss Colin, the celestial spirits are not tools. If you give your heart to the celestial spirits will also give their hearts to you. This is the true meaning of the celestial spirit mage. Izuna looked at Colin and reminded. However, Colin did not pay attention to Izuna's words, but President Bob listened to it and said, Makarov, you really received a good child. Mr. Izuna, be careful on the road. Men. Just like that, Izuna and Harris played in Blue Pegasus for a few days before preparing to return to the guild. During these days in Blue Pegasus, Izuna was awarded the title of one of the 3 most handsome guys in Blue Pegasus, namely Izuna Harpros, President Bob, and Yi Yawang de Lei Xiao. Izuna, have we been outside for too long this time? Fortunately, it's only about a month, and the guild is in front. Izuna pushed open the door of the guild. Where's the president? I'm back. Makao asked on the side. Hey. It's Izuna who's back, what's the mission this time? It took so long. It's not a very difficult task. I just played around with the Blue Pegasus for a while and wandered around. You little brat, you still know how to come back. I thought you were going to live in Bob's guild and not come back. Makarov shouted angrily. The guild has become much more lively. It seems that a lot of things happened during my absence. It's nothing, it's just that Gray often challenges Urza and causes a lot of noise in the guild. By the way, it seems that you don't know Urza yet. Urza. Let me introduce you to someone. President, is there anything I can help you with? Nothing much, let me introduce you to our guild. This is Izuna Harpros, who just joined not long ago. He is a very powerful magician. This is Urza Chocolito, who just joined the guild a few days ago. Chapter 15. President, where is Laxus? He went to carry out the mission. Well, I'm going to go see if there are any good houses around. I can't be without a place to stay. After saying that, he left. Izuna, let's fight. My ice can restrain your water, so get ready to be beaten, ha 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 ha. Gray rushed forward. Next time, Gray, I don't have time now. Izuna threw Gray to the ceiling. Amazing! Urza exclaimed. Ha 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 ha. Gray, you are so weak. There were bursts of laughter in the guild, but the instigator was already walking around the town, looking around and choosing a house. This house is great, Harris. You mean this? Harris looked at the damaged house in front of him and didn't know what to say. Did I hear you right? You're talking about this. Let's not talk about the clutter and junk inside. The house is already leaking. Why would you choose this house? Izuna looked at the house in front of him and said, it's absolutely quiet here. It's not far from the town. There's a small courtyard and a big river next to it. It's a great place to settle down. Harris. Is that so? Well, this is it. Then the two of them bought the 2-story courtyard and signed the contract to buy it, spending a total of 500,000 J. Let's go, Harris, there's still a lot to do. Is there anything else? Harris asked. Shouldn't the house be renovated? Shouldn't this junk be sold? Then the two of them went to the town to buy some wood and bricks, and then they returned to the small courtyard and started working. I always feel like something is missing, what is it? Izuna looked at the small house in front of him. I remember it. What's wrong? Harris asked doubtfully. Let's tear down this house. This style is really out of taste. Ah. Ishgar saw Harris's melancholy and said, it's okay, it will be dismantled quickly. The roar of the water dragon. Harris, who was standing by, was also stunned by the scene in front of him, and then slowly said it's too much. There is a big hole on the ground. It doesn't matter. Stop complaining and start working. I have already drawn the model of the house. How is it? Does it look good? It's really good. Then the two of them started working and finished the project in the evening. Well. This is what I deserve. The next day. Harris, let's go buy some wood and some seeds. Is it to be used to decorate the courtyard? Finally finished. It's really beautiful. There are fish ponds, pavilions, and many flowers, plants, and trees. But why do you have to have a swing? Because it's classy. Harris, isn't the house nice? Isa. A short old man came over. Hey, why did the president have the leisure to come here again? Aren't you going to see the beauties? Makarov, whose past was exposed, said awkwardly ahem, I came to see you for something serious. What's up? In a few days, there will be a routine meeting, which will be attended by the presidents of various guilds. What does that have to do with me? Hey! You are so rude, little brat. Isn't it okay to just say what you want to say? Ishgar complained. It's not a big deal, I just want you to accompany me for a walk in a few days. Got it, come in and have a cup of tea. Makarov waved his hand and said, No. I'm going back to the guild first. That's great, let's go. Let's go, Harris. Then the three of them came to the guild, and what they saw was a noisy crowd and people destroying the house. Stop it, little brats. Makarov's body suddenly became huge. At this moment, Ishgar on the side said, President, is the reason you want to learn giant magic because you are short? Or do you learn it because of inferiority complex? Harris on the side said, Ishgar, I think you should not expose the president's past in front of everyone in the guild. Makarov. Yo, isn't this a water monkey? Hey, isn't this an electric rat? That's enough. You two stop right there too. Makarov yelled at Ishgar and Laxus. Then, as his body gradually shrank, he jumped onto the railing on the second floor of the guild and began to curse. Do you know how much trouble you have caused? You have caused me to be scolded by the people in the council again. However, let those people in the council eat shit. The power beyond persistence comes from the persistence of thoughts. Magic is not a miracle power, but the airflow inside us and the airflow in nature are combined together, and then it will be transformed into a concrete power for the first time. This is through mental power and concentration. No, only by injecting all your soul can magic be formed. If you always care about the eyes of those in high positions, you will not be able to improve your magic. But don't worry about those guys in the council, just move forward on the path you believe in. This is the magician of our fairy tale. After saying that, he raised his right hand and made a family gesture. Everyone in the guild was excited and raised their right hands one after another. A few days later. This road is so difficult. Why do you get carsick? Makarov asked. I heard from Ishgar that all dragon slayers will get carsick. Harris explained beside him. So that's how it is. Wake up, kid. We're here. Finally here. A light seemed to appear in front of Ishgar's eyes. One night. Men. Mr. Ishgar doesn't look well. Is it because you didn't get enough rest last night? One night, give me a hand. Okay, men. Come on, come on. Makarov urged. Let me introduce you, this is the president of the Four Hounds, Goldman. After the introduction, Goldman also said hello. This is the president of Snake Princess Scale, Obababa Soma. Why don't you spin around? Spin around. There is no need to introduce this person. Have you met President Bob? See you again. Xiao Na. Okay, go sit at that table over there. Okay. Hello, I am Jura Regis of the Snake Scale. I am Pakas of the Four Hounds. I think I don't need to introduce myself. Hello everyone, I am Ishgar Harpulos from Fairy Tale, my partner, Harris. Yes. Chapter 16. Mr. Yi seems to be very familiar with Mr. Izuna. Jura said on the side. Hearing this, Yi put on many strange poses and said, of course. Mr. Izuna is one of the 3 handsome guys in our blue Pegasus. Yi said proudly. The 3 handsome guys of Aoki Pegasus? Isn't Izuna from fairy tale? Bugs asked confusedly. Jura was also confused. Isn't Mr. Izuna the magician of fairy tale? Why are they the 3 handsome guys of Aoki Pegasus? Mr. Yi yet. That's because we are all handsome, so we are the 3 most handsome men in blue Pegasus. In Mr. Izuna's words, we are all born extraordinary and tasteful people. Men. Jura looked at Yi Yet at this time and said with shame, Mr. Yi Yet, I think you got the wrong question. Mr. Pakaz and I want to ask why Mr. Izuna is one of the 3 most handsome men in blue Pegasus. Is that so? Men. Not long ago, when Mr. Izuna was out completing a commission, he passed by the location of our guild and came to visit our president. The president, Mr. Izuna, and I hit it off immediately, so I kept Mr. Izuna for a few days and found that we were all born extraordinary, so we had the 3 handsome men of Aoshima. Men. Izuna added, the reason why we are called the 3 handsome men of Aoshima is because we were in the Aoshima guild when we met and decided. That's it. So there was the story of the 3 handsome men of blue Pegasus. Harris explained. Jura pulled the corner of his mouth. His quality still made him fake smile and said, so that's how it is. Jura looked at Izuna in front of him, and then looked at Yi who was posing all the time, and Bob at the table of the guild president, and thought to himself, except for Mr. Izuna, Yi and President Bob have nothing to do with each other. Bugs was already drunk and fell asleep. Joseph, is the strength and ranking of the guild really that important? Makarov asked Joseph in front of him. Joseph, the guild master of the phantom ruler. Makarov, now only the ranking of the guild can make the guild last longer. The so-called bond of fairy tale and the bullshit feelings are already 100 years ago. Only strong strength is the foundation of the guild. The 4 people at the small table beside also looked over when they heard the sound, and even the sleeping Bugs was woken up. Yes. That's right, strong strength is the foundation of a magician. Mr. Izuna, X2. The 4-headed hound Bugs looked at the scene in front of him calmly without saying a word. But what can you do with great power? What do you think of this clown in front of you? Joseph was not angry when he heard this, but said calmly, having great strength is equivalent to having everything. You can have whatever you want. What do you think, kid, do you want to join the Phantom? Joseph. Makarov yelled angrily. It is true that a person possesses great power as you said, but can you control it? Keep talking, boy. Oh, once a person has strong power, he will not be satisfied with the present, he will ask for more. How big can a person's desire be? The answer is infinity. Although people are born with desires, they also need the ability to control their desires. As for those who cannot control their desires are like rolling stones on a mountain. Once they start, they can never stop. So you only care about strength, but ignore the bond between guilds and the feelings between partners. I dare to ask, what is the difference between you and the Dark Guild in the end? Everyone was stunned when they heard this. They didn't expect this sentence to come from a child. It would be hard to believe if they said it out loud. You little brat, don't be ungrateful. After saying this, Joseph condensed a black magic in his hand. Joseph. I am still alive. If you want to touch my child, be prepared to die. Makarov said domineeringly. Makarov, do you want this whole mountain to disappear? The battle between the 10 saints will affect so many innocent people. After Joseph finished speaking, his body began to gather magic power. How about this, Makarov? Let's have a duel between that brat from your guild and someone from our guild tomorrow. Joseph invited Makarov to a duel. Okay. Then we can sign a life and death agreement or something, so that you won't turn your back on me. Before Makarov could say anything, Izuna spoke first. You will regret this, little brat. Then Joseph turned and walked into the hotel. Mr. Izuna, you shouldn't be so impulsive. The subordinates of President Joseph of Phantom are S-class magicians of Phantom, and they are very powerful. Jura said. Yes, Mr. Izuna, and I heard that he is not only ruthless but also extremely cruel, and most importantly, he likes to use dirty tricks. If you can't beat me, I will come down to help you. Men. I can do it too, Mr. Izuna, I'm the same, I've been annoyed with that phantom for a long time. Izuna looked at the people in front of him with a mixture of joy and depression, and then said, why don't you all trust me? Besides, this is a one-on-one duel. If you guys get out, wouldn't it be a loss of taste? Makarov, why don't you say no to Joseph? What will you do if something happens to the children in your guild? And why don't you turn around? Turn around. Goodman on the side couldn't stand it and said, yeah, Makarov, this is not like you. Ouch. You all don't believe in our little Nana, but I believe that little Nana will definitely win. If anything happens to little Nana, the Blue Pegasus, will go straight to Joseph to start a war. Bob. Said the cruelest words in the most feminine tone. Enough. As Makarov shouted, everyone was silent and just looked at him. Izuna is a child of our guild. I never put a child's safety in danger. Besides, you don't know Izuna's strength, right? In other words, even guildarts can't do anything to Izo for a while. What? Some people from small guilds and guild members didn't know guildarts, but these former companions of Makarov and those who were close to Fairy Tail knew guildarts' strength, so they all exclaimed. Oh! It seems that Izo is the second S-class magician in your guild. Bob asked. Not yet, because he has been in the guild for too short a time, and the main reason is that the assessment has not started yet. We were really worried for nothing, Makarov. What exactly is Izuna's magic? What makes you so confident? Haha, you will know tomorrow. It will surprise you then. Ha 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 ha. Makarov laughed and left here, heading towards the hotel. Chapter 17. Inside the hotel. Izuna, come here. Hey? What's up, President? You shouldn't be so impulsive today. Makarov scolded. Do you know how strong the man under Joseph is? Let's not talk about him first. Do you know what kind of person Joseph is? He is the synonym of despicable and shameless. He may do something in the duel tomorrow. You must be careful. Makarov reminded. Is that all? I thought it was something else. If I was going to fight Joseph, I might be more cautious, but I never took the man he brought seriously. Izuna, the president is really concerned about you, don't talk like that. Harris said. Boring, I'm going to sleep, remember to wake me up tomorrow. The next day. Izuna, wake up. The sun is shining on your butt. Got it. Let me wash up first. On the other side. What's wrong? President Makarov. Did that brat from your guild run away? Did he make you angry or are you worried about losing? Ha 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 ha. Joseph taunted Izuna when he saw that he was taking so long to come. Do you know what it means that masters are often the last to appear, President Joseph, and why are you so anxious to beg yourself to lose? Izuna's voice came slowly. Come on, sign first. Is President Joseph afraid of losing face if he loses? Izuna mocked back. If his own president was mocked, he had to fight back. Go, pay D, and check if there is any problem with the so-called life and death certificate. If there is no problem, just fight. Then he whispered, don't forget what I told you last night. Although the voice was very small, Izuna was not only a dragon slayer mage, but also a god slayer mage. His hearing was far superior to that of ordinary people. This voice was naturally heard by Izuna, and then Izuna just smiled and didn't say anything. Because he knew that no matter what, Spectre was bound to lose today. Spectre was also going to lose an S-class mage today. It's okay, President. This so-called life and death agreement is the same as the usual ones on the market. It is nothing more than a voluntary signing by both parties. No one is allowed to interfere, regardless of life or death. If someone dies, the guild and other people are not allowed to be involved. While Payde was reporting to President Joseph, Izuna had already been waiting at the side of the field. If you have no problem, then let's get started. After all, waiting is boring. Why not have a drink or practice? I think what Izuna said is quite right. It's great to have a drink when you have nothing to do, said Bags. I also think what Mr. Izuna said is right. It is a good idea to practice in your spare time. Mr. Izuna is one of the 3 handsome guys in our Blue Pegasus after all, so what he said is certainly correct. Men. Yi said in a very handsome pose. Okay, be quiet for a moment. Let me be the judge this time. Come on, Ziona. After saying that, President Bob also winked at Izana. Both parties are ready. My soul is trembling. Bags was also filled with blood when he saw this scene. 3, 2, 1, start. You little brat from fairy tale, this day next year will be your Memorial Day, he 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 he. The water dragon's dark sea stealth. After saying this, Izana disappeared, and everyone was stunned. Invisibility magic? This is difficult. Joseph's face was extremely gloomy at this time. The phantom waves of the water dragon. The stunning clear water of the water dragon. Patty's body instantly became pieces. Alas! I didn't expect that you were gone from this world before I even knew what your magic was. I've told you not to rush to die, but you all refuse to listen. However, according to you phantoms, the weak do not deserve to survive. So annoying. Is this a place for 3 or 5-year-old kids to play around? Any cat or dog can come out and bark. President Bob is done, it's time to announce the result of the match. Bob then said, I declare that the winner of this duel is Izana Harpros of Fairy Tale. President Joseph doesn't look very well. You must pay more attention to rest. Also, can you find a strong magician next time? Izana was talking to Joseph. Brat. Joseph wanted to rush over and kill Izana, and then cut him into pieces. But because he was surrounded by the presidents of various guilds and he was the one who first proposed the duel, he suppressed his anger. Mr. Izana. Oh? Mr. Jura, is there anything wrong? I just want to have a simple sparring match with Mr. Izana, nothing serious. No problem. Thank you. Sorry to bother you. I didn't bother you. I also like to fight with strong people, not weak chickens who jump out as soon as they have a little strength. After saying that, he looked at Joseph. Everyone present knew who this sentence was mocking, but no one said anything. First, Izzo's performance just now was too amazing. Second, no one wanted to be the first to speak out before the other presidents said anything. Third, Joseph's spectre was indeed unpopular in many guilds. It was because the spectre was too rampant and did not take people seriously. Izana. What are you talking about? Makarov was scolding on the surface but laughing secretly, ha 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 ha. If you can talk, say more. Let's get started, Mr. Jura. Be careful, Mr. Izana. After the two of them made a mistake, Bags and Yiyet also wanted to compete, but the result was the same, they all lost. After all, the bug of drinking water for wireless battery life is here. Xiao Nana is really strong. What do you think, Mr. Yiyet? Bob said beside him. Makarov is lucky. But why don't you spin around? Turn around. Izana will definitely be the pillar of fairy tale in the future. Goldman praised. Of course. After all, he is a child of my guild, and he is perfect in both strength and character. Makarov shouted proudly. But what is Mr. Izana's magic? It doesn't look like ordinary water magic. Jura asked everyone's question. Of course. Izana's magic is dragon-slaying magic, a magic specifically designed to hunt dragons. Dragon-killing magic. Everyone exclaimed. I didn't expect this kind of magic to still exist in the world. It's really a rare commodity. Do you want to join our guild? If you want to come to our guild. It should be us. Isa is from our guild. And don't you think about why he came to our guild instead of yours? Of course it's our fairy tale. Ha 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 ha. That guild leader. Actually, Izana and I didn't think that much before joining the guild. Izana said that we would join any of the following guilds: Snake Princess Scale, Four-Headed Hound, Mermaid Heel, Blue Pegasus, or Fairy Tale. We went to Mermaid Heel first. Izana forgot that it was a guild only for girls. Then she met Laxus, found our guild, and joined. Ha 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 ha. Did you hear that, Makarov? If we hadn't happened to meet your guild, Izana might have been a member of our guild. Anyway, Izzo is from our guild, the process is not important, it cannot be changed. Makarov said while gesticulating on the table. Chapter 18. On the way back, the two did not choose to take the train. As for the reason, everyone knows the Dragon Slayer magic. Home, little devil. Hey. Alive. Izana breathed a sigh of relief and said, Joseph is such a petty person. It seems that I have to be more careful about Phantom in the future. After all, I just killed an S-level magician. Although both parties have signed the agreement, I don't know if he will trip me up behind my back. Humph. It's all because of you, little ghost. This time, he and Phantom have a falling out, and he also said that he will not attend the guild's regular meetings anymore. But I saw you were very happy that day. Your mouth was grinning from ear to ear, wasn't it, Harris? Yes. The president was so happy that day that he couldn't stop smiling. How could I? You little brats, don't ever talk about this again. Makarov shouted angrily. But Izana, the magician named Payde who you killed instantly that day was a very powerful person, but you still killed him instantly. Can you tell me how you did it? Makarov looked at Izana. Strong? He is at most a second-rate magician. Jura, Yi, and Bags can beat him. Is it difficult to kill him in seconds? Or do you want to know the details of what happened? Nonsense. Of course I want to know the details of what happened. No one present at the time knows the details, only you, the instigator, know. It's nothing, I just injected a little bit of my magic power into his body. Your magic power? Is dragon-killing magic so terrifying? Makarov asked in confusion. Yes, what else? Although he said this, he complained in his heart, haha, what is injected is not simple magic power, but the power generated by my god-killing magic. I'm very curious about your true strength, and you seem to be deliberately suppressing your magic power. Makarov said to Izana who was walking in front of him. Hehe, we are all partners and family members of a guild, and don't everyone have their own little secrets? But don't worry, I won't hurt Fairy Tail. Izana, be careful not to be attacked by your own magic, and always pay attention to your own safety. No. Let's go, Harris, and hurry back to the guild. Forget about that little old man. Ha 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 ha. You two little brats, wait for me. Do you know what it means to respect the elderly and love the young? I'm so mad. Izana and I are back. Harris said as he pushed open the guild door. Welcome home, Izana and Harris. Gray and Kana said at the same time. Hey, Izana and Harris are back, where's the president? Makoto asked. Behind him, but he just didn't wait for him. The old man is not doing his job every day, maybe he is looking under some beautiful woman's skirt. Izana choked. Makoto, does the president still need a rookie like you to worry about him? Wakaba, who was smoking beside him, taunted. You're just as good as me. Wakaba. What did you say? Macau. Do you want to fight? I'll stick with you till the end. Why didn't Urza go and say hello? Kana looked at Urza and asked. Gray also came and looked at Urza in confusion. Gray, clothes. When? I always feel like he doesn't welcome me, he's always cold and doesn't talk. Urza crawled on the table to answer Kana's question. For it, Urza, you're worrying too much. Although Izana has a bit of a weird personality, he's still a pretty good person. Yes, Urza, although Izana has a weird personality and temper, he is a good person. He was the one who took Kana and me to the town for a mission. But this bastard told the president that Kana was allowed to team up with others, but I still have to observe for a year. Gray became more and more angry, and then he went to duel with Izana. Where's Izzo? Come out and get beaten. Gray yelled. Someone called me. Izana was talking to Makoto and Wakaba about beautiful women, and Gray shouted. It's Gray, what's going on? Ice make, battle axe. As the magic approached, Izana crushed Gray's ice with his bare hands, and then threw Gray to the ceiling in the same posture and action. I'm not free now, Gray. Come to duel with me next time I'm free. I will definitely have a good fight with you. It's over. Kana said with an awkward smile and a twitch of the corner of her mouth. Come on. Makoto, Wakaba, cheers. Then Izana continued to brag and talk about beauties with Makoto and Wakaba as if what just happened had never happened. You two little brats actually left an old man like me and came back by yourselves. Makarov shouted loudly. We don't want to expose you, President. You must have seen a beautiful woman on the street and couldn't walk. Otherwise, how could you delay for such a short distance for so long? Makarov's face turned red when he was exposed, and he went straight to the bar and sat down, but he saw Urza sitting there without talking or communicating with others. Kana, Urza, come here. What's up? President. Are you used to being in the guild? Urza. It's a habit. The people in the guild are very nice. They are all talented and speak nicely. I like it here very much. Then why are you alone there, feeling unhappy? Makarov asked. Urza felt that Isa was always cold and didn't like to talk, as if she was not welcome. I see. Urza, you're worrying too much. Isa is actually very easy to get along with, but he has a weird personality. He's not the type who doesn't welcome anyone or is cold to anyone. Why don't you go over and say hello to him? Makarov encouraged. Is that okay? Arisa was still a little scared. Of course, I will defeat him one day. Gray also came over and said. Well, okay. Iluza seemed to have made up her mind. Then Urza slowly walked towards Izana. Forward, hey, hello. Izana, who was drinking and bragging, also saw Urza greeting him. Urza, what do you want to talk to me about? Everyone in the guild suddenly became quiet and looked over here. Forward, it's nothing, I just don't know you well in the guild, and I want to make friends with you. Urza didn't dare to look Izana in the eye from beginning to end. Izana also noticed Urza's restraint and said everyone in the guild is our family and partner, there is no need to be so shy. Right, sorry. Hey? Why do you want to apologize? Makarov, who was standing by, sighed and said, alas, Urza saw that you were cold and didn't like to talk much, and felt that you didn't welcome her, so she didn't dare to talk to you. So why are you usually so cold and quiet, you little brat? You even scared the kids in the guild. First of all, I'm a kid too. Secondly, I'm not really cold-hearted. It must be that she imagined me to be cold-hearted. Finally, the most important point. At this moment, all the members of the guild wanted to know what the most important point was. The air was unusually quiet, and even Laxus in the corner held his breath and waited for the last sentence. The most important point is that being frugal with words is really a sign of good taste. Then he stood with his hands behind his back and said, being frugal with words is not only a sign of good taste, but also very handsome. Isn't it? Everyone was instantly petrified. Chapter 19. I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. Urza apologized quickly. Why apologize? It's nothing. Where is Harris? Isana looked at the chaos in the guild and didn't know where Harris had gone. Here. He flew out when he heard Izona calling him. Let's go, pick a mission. Can't you take a few more days off? Makarov asked. For me, isn't a mission just a break? After completing a mission, I can go out and have a look. I can come back whenever I want. If I don't want to come back, I can just wander around the world. Isn't that good? Oh. It's up to you. Makarov sighed helplessly. At this moment, Laxus, who was standing in the corner, suddenly said, I hope you can become stronger when you come back, and don't become as weak as Gray and the others. Izana looked over and said, after hearing the voice, think about yourself before you speak. When I come back next time, I don't want to see you being beaten to a pulp by Gray. Gray immediately reacted, and walked towards Izana and Laxus angrily, saying as he walked, are you two bastards saying I'm weak? Gray, clothes. And they are right, you are indeed very weak compared to them. Kana said. Let's go. Don't think about me. Then Izana, Harris, and the cat left the guild and set off on a new journey. Izana, where are we going this time? The mission is to defeat some marine monsters. You chose a good mission this time, Harris. Hare said proudly after receiving the praise, of course. Izzo's mission is water magic. This mission is too simple. Not only is the mission simple, but the reward is also 400,000 J. I think I know where we go after this commission, Harris. Where are you going? Harris asked Izana in confusion. He was not sure where to go just now, so why did he suddenly decide where to go? The destination of this mission is near the North Sea. After completing the mission, we will go to Kiltina in the northern continent. Of course you can. But you have to cross the sea. Let's not talk about how long it takes to go back and forth. The question is, Izzo, will you be okay with motion sickness? Harris asked worriedly. You silly cat, have you forgotten what kind of dragon slayer I am? Not only will we not have to take a boat, but we can also get there quickly. That's great. Let's hurry up and do the task. I really want to see what Kiltina Road looks like. We haven't even visited all of Ishgar yet, and you want to go to the North Continent first, so it's a good opportunity to go meet that friend. The man and the cat laughed and talked happily along the way, and they also appreciated the local customs and practices of various places along the way. For example, this area is kimono, this area is pole dancing, and that area is, ahem, use your imagination. Does Ishgar have friends in the northern continent? Of course, although we haven't been together for a long time, he is also a man of character. When Harris heard this, he couldn't help but think of Mr. Ichia and President Bob from the Blue Pegasus. Harris is still full of fragrance. Men. Oh. A cat that can talk and fly. Forward, I think I can probably already imagine what kind of person he is. You know Harris? Ishgar thought Harris had the same ability as Xiaolulu, so he asked. I don't know, but thinking of a few old friends, the outline of that person has emerged in my mind. As the two of them rode on horses and wild boar-like monsters, their speed was only 1 or 2 days slower than expected. Hello, are you the boss here? Yes, I am the owner of this resort. May I ask who you are? The boss asked impatiently. The fairy tale wizard has come to complete the commission. And me too. The resort owner looked at the man and the cat in front of him and performed a face-changing show for Ishgar and Harris. It turns out to be the magician of fairy tale. I was rude just now. Please don't mind, both of you. We are all very busy, let's talk about the commission quickly. It's like this. Not long ago, about 20 days ago, this place was very prosperous, with people coming and going, and it was a famous local tourist attraction. But that day, a monster from the ocean suddenly broke in here, destroying and killing people. As a result, the resort has not been open for nearly a month. Got it, wait for the news. Then Ishgar walked straight to the beach, walked further and further until the water covered his neck. Ishgar directly dived into the sea with both legs and looked around. The sea god's call. As Ishgar cast the god-killing magic, the surrounding monsters and fish all came to Ishgar. Why do you want to destroy this place and kill humans? Ishgar asked, looking at the giant. Wabababu, wabi, bru bru. Lord Poseidon, because the people here are wantonly destroying the marine environment, throwing snack packaging, plastic bags, discarded clothes and a lot of garbage into the sea, and some people are discharging industrial wastewater. The most important thing is that black-hearted boss. He actually ran to other sea areas to discharge poison. Nuclear wastewater. I understand. You stay here and wait for my news. I'll need you later. Then Ishgar returned to the shore and walked towards the boss. May I ask how the mage is doing? But Ishgar ignored him, and immediately greeted him with a knife hand blow that knocked him unconscious. Harris, go into the house and the ship outside to see if there are any harmful substances. Come to me when you find them. I need to contact the president immediately. Then Ishgar took out a magic crystal ball from a space, similar to the space magic of Marlene under Brandish. President, something happened here. Are you in trouble? Makarov asked Ishgar in the magic ball. But the people in the guild were upset when they heard this. Hey, that's impossible. Ishgar was a man that even guildarts couldn't defeat in a short time, and he also killed the S-class mage among the rulers of Spectre. Is he in trouble too? It's incredible. On the other side. President, according to my investigation, the reason why the monsters here are slaughtering and destroying so much is because the client has released harmful substances into the sea on a large scale, which has caused the monsters to attack. So should I kill him or continue to complete this mission? The evidence has been found. In addition, please tell the president and the council that this drug factory is in Fiori and let them destroy it. That's right, I see. Go ahead and do your work. Remember, do what you want to do. Makarov said. Harris, let's take all the money. After all, it has benefited the entire continent, so we should at least pay some interest. After the two of them cleaned up the place and dealt with the black-hearted boss, they walked to the beach. Okay, come out. Following Izzo's order, the monster appeared, and then Izzo jumped onto the monster's back, while Harris flew up. Let's go, take me and Harris to the northern continent of Kiltina, and then you can go wherever you want. Chapter 20. Wow! Izzo, look, there's endless sea all around. Harris was surprised to see the scene in front of him. Not bad. At this rate, we should be able to reach the North Continent by night. Compared with Kiltina in the Northern Continent and Ishgar in the Eastern Continent, which one is better? Hehe, there are dragons living in the Northern Continent. How is Harris? Are you scared? I'm not afraid. Because Izana is here, I'm not afraid no matter where I go. And Izana is very strong. Harris replied. Well, there is nothing to see in this sea. Hiruisi, you should take a rest. I also need to take a nap. After all, Kiltina in the Northern Continent is also full of dangers. The two fell asleep on the back of the sea monster. Wabababi, wabababu. Lord Poseidon, we are here. What's wrong, Izana? Harris asked sleepily. Of course we are here. Is this the Northern Continent of Kiltina? It is indeed different from Ishgar. Both the plants and the scenery look very ancient. Harris said as he looked at everything in front of him. Well, let's go ask for directions. After all, we are unfamiliar with the place. Hey! Doesn't Izzo have a friend here? Aren't we here to find him? Why do we need to ask for directions? Of course I don't know where he is. Besides, the place where I met him is not here, we just know each other. Harris looked at Izzo's calm and nonchalant look and knew that the road ahead would be difficult. Hey, Harris, why do no one here walk outside all year round? Something similar happened when we first met, but that was because of the Dark Guild. Now there must be a dragon here so people are panicked and dare not go out too far. Izana. There's a guild ahead. Let's go and ask for directions. Magic dragon? Hehe, okay, stop pretending. What are you doing on the guild roof? Are you cosplaying? Izona, who are you talking to? Harris looked at Izona who was talking to himself and asked in confusion. I didn't expect to be discovered. Wait. What's the smell on you? The water dragon, Melcophobia. Oh, stop. I am not him, not even his relative, just his friend. But you smell the same as him. It's hard not to believe that you two are related. I am a dragon slayer, and my dragon slayer magic comes from him. Don't you notice that his power has disappeared? A few days ago, I saw his power disappear for a while on my magic array, but it reappeared. Not only did it not become weaker, but it became even stronger. I don't have time to chat with you, I want to ask you where is Melcophobia. Okay, I'll tell you as long as you promise me one thing. Farron said with a smile. Humph, don't think I don't know what you want to do. Don't you just want me to help you kill the 5 dragons? I tell you, this is impossible. How do you know the 5 divine dragons? Falong looked at the young man in front of him in surprise. Not only do I know about the 5 dragons, I also know that the 5 dragons actually have 6 heads, corresponding to gold, wood, water, fire, earth, and moon. Right. I really want you to take on this task because I can feel how powerful you are. Not only are you far superior to your peers, but there is also a mysterious power in your body that hides your true strength at all times. Of course, the most important thing is that I have no other choice. No choice? Aren't there other guilds here? There seem to be a lot of dragon slayers. You are a dragon slayer yourself, so how can you have no choice? You mean the Dragon Devourer Guild? Although they are dragon slayers, they are not strong enough. The main reason is that they have a bad heart. They always think they are very strong, but in fact, they are just sending them food and dying. You understand? So I beg you, please accept this commission, the reward is to fulfill one of your wishes. I can take it, but we have to make it clear in advance. I will not disturb Melcophobia, nor will I allow others to disturb him. If there are other dragons who want to integrate into human society, I will not disturb them. Also, the flame dragon Ignia is too powerful. He is the strongest of the 6 dragons, no. The 5 dragons. I can't beat him, but I can only make 3 rules with him to try not to let him cause too much damage. Also, I am too weak now and can't beat them. So this mission will be postponed for a long time, and I will start it when I grow up. Okay. But how do you plan to make a deal with Ignia? Are you so sure he will cooperate with you? Fallon looked at Izana doubtfully. The mountain man has a clever plan. Just wait and see. It's getting late. You can go find the water dragon tomorrow. Let's rest for the night. Okay. Young man, my name is Erev, known as Farron in Celia. What is your name? Izona Harpulos. My name is Harris. Then Falong took out 2 pieces of paper and said, this is a confidentiality agreement. After signing it, he must not disclose the 5 dragons to the outside world until the commission is over. Then the 2 signed the confidentiality agreement. I see you 2 are not from this continent. Where are you from? Ishgar continent, Fiori kingdom, Fairy Tale Guild. Fairy Tale? It's a pretty good guild. Thank you for the compliment. Harris and I are going to bed. We can talk about it tomorrow. The next day. Okay, is there anything else you want to know? No, the location of the water dragon is right there. Keep walking until you reach a coastal city, and you will see a huge stone tablet with a water dragon carved on it. That's it. Take care on your journey. Thanks. Thank you, uncle. It's really a mess here. There are still people doing evil in this world. Harris said angrily when he saw the scene in front of him. Seeing that Harris was so angry, Izuna also walked towards the group of magicians from the Dark Guild. The Water Dragon's Azure Slash. Who are you? The remaining surviving black mage trembled as he looked at the young man in front of him and asked. The roar of the Water Dragon. After dealing with these people, he returned to Hiruisi, and then a voice came into the ears of Izuna and Hiruisi. Well, thank you. There's someone here. Now that everything is fine, go home and find your parents. Don't stay here. Isuna turned around and glanced at the girl and said lightly. I have no family, they have killed them. I have nowhere to go, can I follow you? When Harris heard this, he remembered his encounter with Izuna, and then flew to Izuna's side. Izuna also recalled his experience with Harris, and how he was adopted by Poseidon when he first came to this world. When he was weak, Poseidon became his umbrella of protection. Later, he met Harris and became a partner. Now when he sees the girl in front of him, he also thinks of his former weakness. Okay, Harris, no more words. Then Izuna turned around and looked at the girl in front of him who was about the same age as Urza and said, it will be dangerous to follow me, are you still willing? Yes. Thank you. You're welcome, I'm not a benefactor. My name is Izona Harpulos, his is Harris, what's your name? My name is Julia. Chapter 21. Julia. What's wrong? Julia's cute little face tilted her head and asked, looking even cuter. It's nothing, it's a good name. Izuna looked at the girl with golden hair and blue eyes, pure European and American style, and confirmed in his heart, it seems to be her. Let's go, Harris and Julia are leaving. Okay. Yeah, okay. After walking for a while, Julia asked, brother, are you going back home or to the guild? Do you know the guild? Of course. My brother used magic just now. So he must be the magician in the guild. I'm not going home. Izuna and I were originally coming here to complete a mission, but the client was a scumbag, so we killed him and came here, and then we met you, and then it was over. Harris explained to Julia. It turns out that my brother and Harris are not from this continent. Where are you going? I may be able to help. Julia was eager to help. Brother. Isuna just realized this name. I'm sorry, I shouldn't call you that directly. Please don't leave me behind. Julia thought that Isa didn't like this name or didn't accept it and was afraid of being left behind, so she quickly explained. It doesn't matter, it's just a name. If you want to call me brother, then go ahead, and I never said I would abandon you, so what are you afraid of? Yes. We are companions. We will never abandon our companions, this is also the bond of our guild. Harris said to Julia. Hearing this, Julia also jumped up happily and said, I have a family again. And companions. Okay, we have to hurry up or we won't be able to get there until night. Who are you looking for? Melko Kobia. I don't know him either, but he's Izuna's friend. Is he your brother's friend? Yes, wait. You guys hide. Melko Kobia. I didn't expect you to come out. Aren't you going to stay in your town? A voice came from the sky, and then the clouds in the sky were broken, revealing huge wings, sharp claws, and flames burning around. I think you have found the wrong person. Isna looked at Ignia calmly, but Julia and Harris behind him were terrified. Is this a dragon? Dragon! Ignia had come here after smelling the scent of Melkocobia, and when he heard Isna talking on the ground, he realized that it was not Melkocobia but a human. You are not Melkocobia, but you smell exactly like him. Who are you? Oh, I originally wanted to play with Melkocobia, but the old man Farron wanted to drag me to destroy you. What do you think is wrong with him? Isna did not answer his question directly. He is also suffering from Alzheimer's. He actually let a little kid like you destroy the 5 dragons. Ha 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 ha. Ignia said with a big laugh. I have nothing to do with Melkocobia. We are friends. The reason you smell us and think we are exactly the same is because my dragon-killing magic comes from him. Hehe, it's really interesting, aren't you afraid that I will kill you? Of course I'm not afraid, otherwise I wouldn't have accepted Falong's mission. And not only am I not afraid, I can also let you stay quiet and stop destroying things for about 30 years. Oh? Tell me, maybe this is your only chance to stay alive. Elder brother. Isna. Let's go to the other side and talk. You see, there's only a cat and a little girl behind me, and I won't frame you. What do you think? After saying that, Ignia changed into a human form and said to Isna, let's go. I want to see what surprise you can give me. The two walked to a quiet place with no one around before they started talking. Why are you here? Have you found a grave for yourself? This is classy. Ignia couldn't handle this sentence. Let's talk business first. Your name is Ignia. Ignia nodded slightly and said, yes. He looks very similar to your father Iguniru. Iguniru was instantly upset when he heard this. Everyone who knew about this was dead, not even Falong knew about it, and only a few of the dragons knew about it. How did this child know about it? How did you know? You may not believe me when I say I am omniscient and omnipotent, but Iguniru is not dead, at least he is alive and well now. What are you talking about? He died a long time ago. How dare you say he's still alive? Are you trying to bring up his name to save your lives? Igneel is indeed alive and well now. Do you know his adopted son Natsu Dragneel? Keep talking. Igneel adopted Natsu to teach him the Fire Dragon Slayer magic, so that he could enter his body and lurk there, allowing him to travel through the Eclipse Gate to this time. So he has been hiding in Natsu's body and has not died. Of course, if he encounters Aknologia, he will be doomed. After all, the Black Dragon is currently the strongest in the world. What do you want to say in the end? I want to say that if you want to see your father again, you have to listen to me or help me for a while. If you don't want to see him, I will let you compete with Natsu. The condition is that you stay here for 30 years. I will wait until he is strong enough to bring him here to compete with you. How about it? I wonder if you will abide by these conditions and if I will be able to leave alive. Do you think you can survive like this? I think so. Your heart has already been see-through. You actually like your father very much, but the appearance of Natsu has taken away Igneel's care and love for you. So you want to see what's so good about the child Igneel adopted, and why he abandoned you, his own son. You just want to know what kind of person he is. That's why you know about Natsu. Don't pretend in front of me. After all, your heart won't lie. How about I can walk out of this door alive now? Will you keep your promise? Ignea was shocked for a while before speaking. I will abide by the agreement. I will not kill innocent people or destroy everything for 30 years, but if you don't bring him to me after 30 years, I will destroy this continent and then another one. Of course, you have to help me see my father. Deal. But you have to listen to me on the way to meet your father, otherwise, if you act like this, I think everyone will be scared away. Good. When the time comes, come here and release your power. I will come to find you. After saying that, Ignea turned into a dragon and flew away. Come out, Harris, Julia. Finished. Brother, are you okay? Isna felt warm in her heart. I didn't expect that Julia is so considerate. I didn't realize she was so caring during the 100 Years mission. Chapter 22. Okay. Why are you crying again? Isna said while stroking Julia's hair. Is the dragon gone? Of course. I thought I would never see my brother again. Woo woo woo. Julia burst into tears. Okay, stop crying. Let's continue on our journey. Uh-huh. Hello, is the water dragon Melkokobia here? Isana asked the front desk of the hotel. Who are you? The receptionist immediately became alert and questioned Isana in front of him. My friend, I just came here to have fun. Humph, if he were a friend, wouldn't he know where Lord Water Dragon is? Forward, that's how Izona is. Harris said. Brother, is your friend the Water Dragon, one of the 5 dragons? Julia asked in shock. Well, don't be afraid. He's a nice guy and kind-hearted. After hearing this, the front desk staff was a little less wary of Izo's 3 men. Izana. This. They. Man who spoke was Melkokobia, and Harris and Julia turned their heads to look over. Do you know my brother? Isana. Hey, I was just about to look for you, why did you come here first? My housekeeper heard on the way that someone was looking for me, so I came to the town to see who it was, and I didn't expect it to be you. What? You are not welcome. Isana choked. Of course you are welcome. Let's go to my house. Along the way, Melkokobia introduced the continent and its folk culture, religious beliefs and other aspects to Izana and the other 2. No wonder I heard that the water dragon is rarely seen and never leaves the house. So he has a beautiful girl in his house. You are so good. Hearing this, Melkokobia immediately covered Izana's mouth. My ancestors, don't talk nonsense. What does it mean that my brother has a beautiful girl in his house? Julia asked, looking at Izana cutely. Come to think of it, I don't seem to know either. Harris looked at Izana and Melkokobia in the same way. You are too young to know what it means. Melkophobia replied. You're still shy. You're amazing, Melkokobia. Izana said with a hint of ridicule. When I came here, I met 2 of your acquaintances, Melkokobia. Isana said while lying on the sofa. My acquaintances? Who? Melkokobia couldn't remember who the 2 acquaintances Izo mentioned were. That old man Farron and Igania. Igania. He didn't do anything to you. You are really lucky to have survived. Melkokobia looked at Izona in front of him and couldn't help but feel lucky for him. He might have wanted to kill me, but then I made a pact with him, and he would not destroy or kill innocent people for about 30 years, and I would give him what he wanted. He actually still abides by the agreement. I'm really curious about what you will give him to make him accept the agreement between you and him so calmly. Meet his father Igunalu, and spar with his human brother. Iganiru. Wasn't he killed by Akunalaja a long time ago? Melkokobia said in shock. Killed? He is still alive and well, not only him, but also the Sky Dragon Grandine, the Iron Dragon Metalikana, the White Dragon Baslaja, and the Shadow Dragon Shikiadora. They are all alive and well now. What? How could it be? You should know that they were dragons who stood on the side of humans, right? Isana looked at Melkophobia and asked. Of course I know, you mean. Melkokobia seemed to understand why they were still alive. That's right, they taught some kids dragon slaying magic, and then it entered their bodies. How could those children still be alive after hundreds of years? Did they turn into dragons? No, they won't turn into dragons, because they made antibodies in those children's bodies, so they won't turn into dragons. As for how they can survive until now without turning into dragons, it's very simple. Do you know the Eclipse Gate? It's a gate that can connect time and space. It requires a powerful star spirit mage to activate it. Traveling through time. Let's not talk about them, let's talk about me. It seems you already know everything. Said Melkokobia. I can turn into a dragon, right? Yes. And it will be in my dragon form. I understand. But I'm afraid that if I continue at this pace, I might become a dragon in less than a year. Dragon transformation cannot be suppressed. Sorry. I can't do anything about it. After saying this, Melkokobia bowed. It's okay, but I think I'll have to live with you for a while before I turn into a dragon. Well, that's all I can do. There are not only some magicians out there, but also countless dragons like Ignia. Even more terrifying is Aknalaja. Can you help me? Izana looked at Melkokobia and asked. You said, as long as I can do it, it's fine. Did you see the little girl I brought just now? She's the one your housekeeper took away. Remember, what's wrong? I want to ask where the Blade Dragon is. I want her to learn Blade Dragon Slayer magic. Blade Dragon? I really don't know. I'm afraid only Ignia and Moon Dragon Selene know. They have a wide range of activities and should know. If you want to know the whereabouts of Blade Dragon, I recommend you to find Moon Dragon Selene. Find her? No, 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 I think I should let her come to me. Isana said, standing with his hands behind his back. I accepted the task from Old Man Farron. I'm afraid she already knew about it and has been watching me in secret. Falong really didn't give up, and he still wanted to destroy us. But at least he waited for you, I believe you. Malkobia said. Wrong, it's to kill them. Not you. This is also one of the agreements signed between me and Falong. He begged me to accept the commission, otherwise I would not take over this mess. But I am curious, why do you trust me so much to complete this commission? Malkobia said with a smile. With the person behind you, is there anything that can stump you? In fact, it's the same without him. All right. Ask your butler to arrange accommodation for Harris and Julia. I'm going to practice now, so that I won't be unable to turn back into a human after turning into a dragon. Well, I'll call you when Selene comes. Then thank you for your help. Ending Easter egg. This chapter has enough words, just want everyone to appreciate this song. Balala little devil just because of music. What? What are you doing? You who are walking towards me make me so eager to move. I have never had this feeling before. Cause I got crush on you. Legend has it that there is a magic chicken burger with a chicken king. It's amazing. Hello, everyone who makes people. She has to get every egg. She is faster than Lu Xiang and taller than Yao Ming. Singing, dancing, and basketball are really amazing. Wearing a sling to practice Iron Mountain depends on IKUN. My little heart is pounding. The magic chicken king is a good cook. She likes oil cakes, chicken wings with rice, coriander, and chicken with plums and vegetarian sauce, steamed goose heart with black seed essence, fried fish with lemon, red dates, yao shrimp, and ground taro. Balala little magic chicken spell, what are you doing? 3000 IKUN's request to fight. What are you doing, little magic chicken? Oh, what are you doing? Pigeons are brave and fly with confidence. With the power of IKUN, my only reason has become longer. The power is unstoppable and dominates the chicken farms around the world. The chicken is so beautiful, so beautiful beautiful, you are so beautiful, so beautiful. So beautiful. Chapter 23. 2 months later. Hehe, Malkobia, why didn't you inform your old friend that you have a guest here? The woman who appeared out of nowhere spoke. I am so lucky to hear the word old friend from you. If you had called me old friend when I was still a dragon, it would have been the last words I would have heard from you before I died. The child you were talking about has arrived, right? Malkobia. Selene said. I'm afraid he's still practicing now. He'll be here soon. Do you need to go see him right away? Malkobia asked. Let's wait a while, let me feel a little excited. Selene, I want to know how you got the news that he came to me. Malkobia asked. A while ago, Ignia was staying in his territory and suddenly rushed out. I watched him from a distance and found that he had become different since then. I also went to find him, but he didn't say anything and drove me out. But there is your scent on me. No wonder Izzo said you would come here sooner or later, I didn't expect him to predict it. Selene looked at Malkobia questioningly and asked, you mean he knew I would come to him sooner or later? I think it should be correct. He had already predicted that it was only a matter of time before you would find him. Malkobia replied. Hehe, what an interesting person. I am really getting more and more curious. After that, the two drank a few glasses of sake in the living room and talked about what happened in the past few hundred years. At this moment, a mean voice came into their minds, hey! There are guests? And a big beauty? You are so lucky, Malkobia. You are so lucky. Malkobia and Selene directly spit out the sake in their mouths, and the two immediately retorted. Don't talk nonsense, Isana. What are you talking about, little brat? Malkobia was fine, after all, he was used to Izona's style of doing things and his personality of saying whatever he wanted to say, but it was the first time Selene had seen such a person, and he made Selene feel that all the people and things she had known for hundreds of years were learned in vain. Moon Dragon Selene, you are finally here. But you are a little later than I expected. Is there something that delayed you? Isana said calmly while looking at the stunning beauty in front of him. How did you know I would come to see you? Or how could you be so sure that I would come to see you? Selene looked at the person in front of her and couldn't figure it out, so she asked. Because you want to see if I have the ability to destroy the so-called 5 dragons here, so you must come to see me for yourself. Is that all? Selene asked. Of course not. Can't you breathe more when you speak? Selene suppressed her anger. I guessed part of it. But the way it looks now proves that my guess was correct. Isn't it? After saying that, Isana posed a very cool bullhead and looked at Selene. Selene was petrified on the spot when she heard that, and then she glared at Melkokobia and shouted, Melkokobia! Is this the person you said has the hope of defeating Aknologia? Is this the person you said can end the age of dragons? No matter how you look at it, this person is a psychopath. What a big grudge! Girl, no. Auntie, don't be so grudgeful, don't be so angry. Being angry is not good, not only will it make your chest swell several times, it will also cause your menstrual irregularities, and it may even affect your ability to have children in the future. Isana said. Poof. Selene spat out a mouthful of blood and fainted on the ground when she heard this. Selene, dead. Selene slowly opened her eyes, and what she saw was a young man with blue and white hair. You woke up? Are you sick? Or did I hit a sore spot? Are you infertile? Isana said as she looked at Selene who had just woken up. Hearing this, Selene vomited blood again and fainted. Melkokobia, who was standing next to her, held her forehead and said, Alas, it is Selene's blessing to meet someone as good at talking as you. Of course. Next time, let me speak. Although we haven't had much contact for hundreds of years, and even want to kill each other, now is the important time. Don't let me be mad at you. Melkokobia said helplessly. Well, it's all right. Come next time. When she wakes up, let her come to the beach to find me. After saying that, he turned and walked out of the palace and walked to the beach alone, quietly looking at the moon. Melkokobia? What about that guy? I'm going to kill him. This guy. He makes me so mad. He told you to go to the beach to find him. He should be nearby now. Come on, I'll take you there. Humph. I'm going to beat this guy up first. This kid is really sick. Selene said angrily. She had never been so angry in her life. The two came to the beach and watched Isona staring at the moon without saying a word. After watching for about 10 minutes, Selene couldn't help but said directly, You guy, I'm going to kill you. Isona didn't dodge but continued to look at the moon and slowly said, Do you know what it feels like to be a star that can't return to the sky? Selene. Selene put away her fist less than 10 centimeters away from Isona, and her little head showed a big doubt. What? When Melkobia saw this, he looked at the moon in the sky and returned to his home. Do you know? In my hometown, when the moon is full, the whole family will gather together and have a happy time. Unfortunately, I can no longer experience it and I can't go back. I didn't expect that a heartless guy like you would miss your family and hometown. Selene looked at Isana in front of her and felt that there was a shadow of Master Si in her. She completely forgot what she was here for. Being a stranger in a foreign land, I miss my family all the more during every festive occasion. Isona said this poem in a very low voice, with tears in the corners of his eyes. Selene saw all of this in tears and heard the poem Isona said. She didn't understand what it meant, but she could feel Isona's homesickness. What? You don't want to kill me anymore? After saying that, Izo returned to his mean look. You are asking for a fight. The two of them played around on the beach for a while and then sat together quietly looking at the moon. You ask me how much I love you, how much do I love you? My feelings are true, my love is true. The moon represents my heart. You ask me how much I love you, how much do I love you? My love remains unchanged. The moon represents my heart. Selene just watched Isona singing this song, like a little girl in love. This song is really nice, and I've never heard of this style before. Did you write it? Selene asked. No, I just know how to sing. Selene was still there pouting and singing "The moon represents my heart." Chapter 24. Good morning, Selene. Selene glanced at Izana and said, "You little brat, you still know how to say something nice. Where's Melkokobia? Has he not gotten up yet? Or is he studying life with his housekeeper?" Izana said with a smile. "You seem to have something to ask me, and you need my help. But I don't know what it is, can you tell me?" Selene asked. "It's not a big deal, I just want to know where the Blade Dragon is." "Blade Dragon? What do you want with that guy?" Selene asked. "I have a little girl named Julia here. She hasn't learned magic yet. I want her to learn the Blade Dragon Slayer magic, but I don't know where the Blade Dragon is. So I've been waiting for you and then I'll find you to find out. What if I don't come? Are you not going to let her learn Dragon Slayer magic?" "Learn? Of course I have to learn. If you don't come, I will ask Igania for help." "Are you so sure that Igania will help you?" "Of course. Although he and I both need each other, it would be tasteless if I didn't help with this little thing." Isana said righteously. "Call that girl later, I'll take you to find the Blade Dragon, but I won't help you. Whether you can kill him depends on your own ability." "Thank you, it's been a long time." One day later. "Brother, are we really going to challenge the dragon?" Julia asked cutely. "Of course, this is also to fully prepare you for learning magic in the future." "Could it be a dragon as powerful as the fire dragon last time?" Harris asked. "Of course not. I am enough for this dragon this time. Also, there are only 6 dragons in the northern continent that can be counted." Isana said. "Which 6 dragons are they?" Harris asked. "The golden dragon Verns, the wood dragon Alderon, the water dragon Melkokobia is the one we have been with, but now he is a human, the fire dragon Igania is the one we met last time. And the one next to him, the moon dragon Selene. And the earth dragon Dracula Mag." "Oh, hey! Selene is the moon dragon!" Julia and Harris exclaimed. Selene just smiled at their surprise. "The most troublesome thing is the golden dragon Verns. It is said that he is a conceptual dragon, which is really difficult to deal with." "Is so?" said while sighing. "I'm really curious about how you know so much." Selene asked. "Because old man Farron begged me to accept his commission." "Haha, what an interesting little guy. How long will it take us to get there?" Izana asked, looking at the moon dragon. "We have actually entered his territory, just half an hour ago." Selene said. "Well, the environment here really fits the name of this dragon, but I don't know where it is." "Be careful, he's coming. I'll just be watching from the sidelines." Selene warned. "Please take good care of Harris and Julia for me." "Thank you. You are really a very sociable person." After saying that, Selene took Harris and Julia to the sky to watch the upcoming battle. "Come yet!" Roar! A dragon flew in the sky and roared, as if warning the guy who had stepped out of his territory. "Can you please stop yelling so loudly? Even Acknowledge is not as arrogant as you." "Human! The smell on you is very familiar to me, but also very disgusting." After saying this, the Blade Dragon exhaled directly. "Damn! You are so hostile. But the oppression you bring to me is not even as strong as that of Gildart's." The roar of the water dragon. The 2 breaths collided with each other and produced a huge magic explosion, blowing the surrounding dead trees and rocks into pieces. The water dragon's azure slash. Water dragon's shock wave. The blade dragon gathered a large amount of magic power in its claws and chopped at Izana's body and his magic. "Not good!" Selene exclaimed. "It is somewhat similar to Gildart's magic." Isana's voice came out from the explosion, and Selene, Julia, and Harris breathed a sigh of relief. "Your ability is really similar to Gildart's magic, each has its own advantages. But if you do this, I will kill you." When the smoke dissipated, Izzo's current appearance emerged. "My body can be transformed into water at any time. You can't hurt me with your power, no. It's incomprehensible with your IQ, in short, dragons can't hurt me and kill me. Although your strength and characteristics are good, it's not enough." After saying that, Izzo returned to the ground, picked up the wine jug and drank it all. "The show is about to begin. I'm going to start with you." Izana went straight into dragon power mode. The phantom waves of the water dragon. Dragon Slayer Secret. Gushing Hatred. As the Dragon Slayer secret was released, Izuna appeared directly in the sky, and a large cross appeared under the feet of the Blade Dragon. As Izuna fell, the Blade Dragon was killed instantly. At this time, Izuna's eyes also turned blue and red as the secret was killed, and a very terrifying aura emanated from his body. It seems that he is still too weak. Acknowledge can kill all dragons except the Dragon King level with one hand. Izuna said to himself as he looked at the mess on the battlefield. Just be content. I have only seen one dragon slayer like you in the past few hundred years, and that is Acknowledge, but it seems that you may be the second one. Selene's voice came. If you eat this dragon, you can get the dragon killing magic, right, Selene? Izuna asked. Good. There's no pot big enough for such a big dragon. Let's just roast it and eat it. It took a while for the group to finish eating the blade dragon. I can feel my water has a blade attribute. My magic power has also improved a lot. How about you, Selene? There is nothing special about us, we just became a little stronger after filling our stomachs. Selene replied. Where are Julia and Harris? Izuna asked. So full. Burp. Harris didn't feel anything, he just felt full and burped. I feel a force surging in my body. And I can clearly feel this world, my hearing, vision, and smell have become different. Said Julia. Selene on the side said this is the prototype of dragon slaying magic. You take a short rest first, and then go back to Melkokobia to slowly learn dragon slaying magic, the same magic as your brother. Is that so? 3 months later. How is it, Julia? Have you mastered magic? Izuna asked. Brother. Seeing Izuna coming over, Julia threw herself into Izuna's arms and said, I have mastered it and defeated some people who came to the town to cause trouble. Julia showed an expression that said she was going to praise me. Julia is awesome. We will return to the guild after a while. Then I will introduce a big family to you. After Julia and Melkokobia's butler left, Melkokobia came out from the side and asked, It seems that you are ready. I can feel it. I feel it more after I killed the blade dragon last time and ate some of his organs and flesh. Chapter 25. Let's get started. Izuna said to Melkokobia. Okay, I'll give the order right away. Melkokobia responded. Then Izuna stepped into the sea to prepare for the arrival of the dragon. Lord Water Dragon said that no one is allowed to go out to sea to fish or go near the beach for a while. Yes, yes. Why did Lord Water Dragon suddenly ban people from approaching the beach during this time period? Residents of the town were discussing this. I guess there is danger at the seaside. After all, the Water Dragon has always been protecting us. Makes sense. Izuna curled up in the sea water, feeling the power of the sea, and his body was also changing. With a loud dragon roar, Izuna completely transformed into a dragon. This dragon roar resounded through the world. Even the residents of the town heard it, and they all knelt down to worship Melkobia. The violent magic power was surging around them, and even Ignia and Selene, who was far away on the Black Moon Mountain, were attracted by the magic power and flew towards the port. My brother turned into a dragon. Julia looked at Izuna, who had turned into a dragon in panic and surprise. Izuna has turned into a dragon. Harris was also shocked by the scene before him. Soon, Ignia's voice came from the sky. I didn't expect it to be you. I thought it was this guy Melkokobia. Why are you here? Izuna said softly. I'm afraid that after you die, what you promised me will be ruined. Another voice came from the sky. Izuna, I didn't expect you to turn into a dragon so quickly. It's better to transform into a dragon sooner rather than later, right? At least I can adapt to my current strength here. Izuna said, feeling his huge body. Why are you here too, Selene? Are you attracted to me? Izuna teased Selene. Go to hell. Okay, now that I understand the situation, I should go back. After saying that, Selene turned and flew away, leaving Ignia alone here. Ignia said first, Natsu and him should be here soon. Izuna looked at Ignia in surprise, thinking to himself, how did this guy know that Natsu and Ignil were coming soon? You don't have to be surprised. I have observed you for a while. When you first came here, you could say that you didn't care about time. However, from the time you started looking for and killing the blade dragon until now when you have transformed into a dragon, you seem to be racing against time. Of course, this doesn't mean anything. You can now be called a dragon, and you can also feel that the magic power has become extra huge since this year. However, this magic power is flowing to the Ishgar continent where you came from. Am I right? That's right, opening the eclipse gate requires not only a powerful star spirit mage, but also enough magic power to replenish the eclipse gate. Now and in the next few decades or even hundreds of years is the time when magic power is at its strongest. It is easy to replenish the gate's magic power, and it is estimated that it will start soon. Isana said softly. But you are wrong about one thing. Isana looked at Ignia and said seriously. Oh? Which one? Ignia asked. It's true that I'm in a hurry to transform into a dragon. This has nothing to do with their upcoming arrival. The most important thing is that I need to get familiar with my current body as soon as possible and transform into a human again. You can play here by yourself. Don't forget our agreement. After saying that, Ignia flew away. Melkokobia, you look pretty handsome in dragon form. And unlike other dragons that have arms, legs and wings, you look really classy in dragon form, and your face is not bad either. Isana praised. Hehe, now you are in your dragon form. I am just a human now. Melkokobia smiled. Yes, you are a human now, so you should quickly perform some human duties, such as reproducing offspring or something like that. Isana teased Melkokobia. Screw you. What's going on between you and Selene? I feel like there's something wrong with her. Don't talk nonsense. This crazy woman is always crazy. The two were chatting in the living room, and Julia rushed in and ran into Isana's arms. Brother, you can change back. I thought you couldn't change back. Julia looked at Isa happily and said. What? If I can't change back, you won't recognize me as your brother. Isa said angrily. How could it be? A brother is a brother. Isana pinched Julia's little nose and said, we will leave in a few days. Why don't you go and have some fun with your housekeeper sister? Julia went back after hearing this. How do you feel now? Is it difficult to adapt to being human again? Melkobi asked. There is nothing strange about it, but what does this arm tattoo mean? A flower arm tattoo. This is your power. Doesn't Ignia have such patterns on his body? Melko Kobia said softly. Well, it's still blue, very nice. Have you ever gone back since you came out? Melkokobia asked. No. My father said that if I don't make a name for myself, I shouldn't go back. Although I know he was just talking, it makes sense. I plan to make a name for myself and then go back to see him. Is that so? Okay, I'll go get some wine. I'm going to go back tomorrow. I won't go home until I'm drunk tonight. So fast. Why don't you stay a little longer? It's getting late. Isana said. Ha ha ha. All right. I won't go home until I'm drunk tonight. But you are not allowed to use magic to cheat. Melkokobia said with a smile. The next day. Gone. Take care of yourself here, and I wish you a baby soon. Ha 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 ha. Didn't you say goodbye to Selene? Melkokobia asked. Why do you have to say goodbye? It's not like we won't see each other again. By the way, please pass this letter to her, thank you. Be careful on your way. The two people and the cat came to the beach. Isana used magic to summon a sea monster from nearby and prepared to return to Fairy Tale. Is this the Ishgar continent? It's completely different from Kiltina. It feels so safe here, and everyone is living happily here. Julia looked around and said curiously. It's actually not safe. There are many dark guilds here. I encountered one when I just met Isana. Said Harris. What is the dark guild? Julia asked in confusion. Then the three of them bought a horse and rode towards the guild. On the way, Harris introduced to Julia what the dark guild was and what the Balam alliance was.